Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another stream, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure guys are liking the video. Make sure guys are subscribing to the channel if you're ready to do so. Everyone please hit the like button. Everyone please subscribe. So we have so much to discuss today. We are going to be talking about the bomba that just happened, just about to go live, Mbuemo to Manchester United. So that's something that we're going to be discussing. We're going to be talking about Wirtz to Liverpool Football Club. We're going to be talking about Benjamin Sesko to Arsenal and Ekitike to Chelsea. We're going to be talking at Cherki and Ait Nouri. And we're going to be looking at, of course, Ainge Postecoglou getting sacked. Big up to all of you guys locked in. Make sure guys are liking the video. Make sure guys are subscribing. Everyone please hit the like button. Everyone please subscribe. Joining me first and foremost, supporting the gargantuan Chelsea in his words. Man like Lewis is in the building. How are you doing, Lewis?
Big up, bro. Back after completing football. Up the Chelsea. We got number 3. The first and only complete club in Europe. The only team that can say that they've done it all, won it all, and also collected all of the available Infinity Stones there is to collect in this beautiful, beautiful continent. Big up, everyone! Club World Cup next, so I can say that we are the reigning, defending, undisputed World Heavyweight Champions. And yeah, big up, everyone. Great to be back.
Fairs. Big up to you, Lewis. Joining us next, Mbuemo Bomba has him smiling all over the gaff. You get me? But he's here. New York lost as well, so he can hold that. How are you doing, Shik?
Doing great. Oh, just to say as well, like I don't support any New York teams like that. I just have the hat because it's wavy, but it is what it is. It was a great. It wasn't a great day until a couple of minutes ago, until we got this bomba. But good man. We got a lot more work to do. A lot more players need to leave. A lot more players need to come in. So great start. But yeah, I'm excited. I can't say that I'm not excited about Mbuemo, man. I think it levels up our attack quite a lot, but we'll talk more about it. Big up to everyone, though. Make sure you guys are running up the likes, subscribing, all of that type of stuff. And yeah, man, glad to be here. Thank you for having me on.
Big up to you, Sheik. Joining me next, he's getting ready for his cringy ass intro to display on the channel. Man like Vator is here.
Vator games.
What up? You got audio as well. Let's
what was
go.
that? Little chipmunk audio?
Okay. You know what it is. Vator Games back in the building. New season, refreshed, ready for it. Yo, good job on you on the win.
Thank you, my fellow blue brother. We finally got some trophies back at the gargantuan Chelsea. Let's go.
Let's go.
That's it?
What do you mean that's it? Oh, you want to see it again?
Are you not done with it? Are you not done with this blue brother bullshit? Like it's just gonna be something forever now?
It's like taking me back to like
hating, man.
Here we go.
Why are you hating?
When people used to make songs like in chipmunk voice, it's just taking me back to that.
No, just because you ain't got no red brothers.
It's cold though, Vader. It's cold.
I did have red brothers before this season, listening to Egal every year, the whole year.
Then you see now you realize why you don't get a brotherhood with Arsenal.
I cancelled that brotherhood real quick after Egal's bullshit this year.
One type of race with Arsenal, and you realize why.
Egal bullshitted so much, Lewis. I had to cancel the brotherhood. I'm sorry. He told me.
Don't apologize to me.
I want to leave title because of unprecedented circumstances, Salah penalties, and injuries, apparently. So, how can I be brotherhood with that mentality?
Referee decisions as well. Don't forget.
Yeah.
Also, if Salah was injured.
Yeah. Old chestnut. Speaking of old chestnuts, the old chestnut might get sacked. How you doing, Jacob?
Talk nicely when you talk about my chestnut.
That's not the point, mate.
Wait, what?
Hey, yo.
Yeah, sure.
He's the one who said about my old chestnut. You better talk nicely when you talk about my European champion.
Yeah, I am talking nicely about him. It's your fan base, that's not. And your club.
I'm here, by the way. I'm just covering myself. I got a dirty little daughter. She's full of beans. Oh, that's good for the British people. Y'all like beans, but these are Mexican beans, ones with actual flavor.
Okay.
A rarity.
Fairs. Beans and toast is overrated anyway. And last but not least, the most shameless human being on the planet. I'm sure he's going to convince us Sesko is R9. How you doing, Egal? You good?
Bro, someone needs to tell me how Mbuemo's even flirting with United. Because he should come to Tottenham. Let's be honest.
No, he rejected your club.
don't even have a manager.
Didn't
Why
you
would
hear
you?
about that? He rejected your club.
Can we allow the mid-on-mid violence? Hi, Egal. You good?
I'm good. How's everybody? Jacob, it's nice to see you're honoring your manager who's about to be sacked. It's cute that Lewis is still speaking about the Conference League like it's the UCL. Shik, how you doing?
What UCL that is?
Egal, man. You already know.
How
Egal
you
doing
doing?
great, man. Doing
Vator,
great.
you look like you're getting ready for a war. I see it. And then Hussam,
Yes.
I'm surprised your club's not in the Club World Cup. I thought you guys won a UCL recently.
Yeah, we
Long
should
time
have been
ago.
in it, but it is what it is. It's just by 1 year. It's just by 1 year.
Long time ago.
Nah,
Really
too far
long
behind for
time
that.
ago.
No, it's just by 1 year. It's literally 1 year off. If we just won
They're
it
the
in
last
2020.
four winners.
Yeah,
Yeah,
5
but
years
we
ago.
didn't win it in 2020. We won it in 2019. The UCL.
No, but then what? But why is Porto in it?
Oh yeah, because Bayern's in it. Yeah. Sorry, my bad.
Didn't Porto win a... Why is Porto in it? I don't know. That's a great question.
Coefficient.
You know how crazy? I don't even know the rules for all this
And
because I'm just
only
like, yeah, I
two
don't have to
teams
worry
from
about that
one
ever.
country can be in
No.
there. That's why Liverpool didn't make it on coefficient.
How do you? So who?
Well, we have a
qualifies
higher
for the-
coefficient than Chelsea. Oh, you made it because of
Two
2021.
teams from
they won
England.
it.
Like us and City already won the UCL.
Winners,
with
we were winners.
overseas stuff.
How
Yeah,
do you
yeah.
qualify for? How do you
Don't
do
concern
that?
yourself with that, Jacob. You got years to go.
I'm,
Don't
I
worry
got
about
it.
trophies.
Yeah, Jacob.
I got. I'm concerned.
Yeah,
do I
don't
need?
worry about
do I need to
that.
prepare
I'm
for
still
another
annoyed that me
competition or
and you
what?
aren't having a
No.
playoff for the Super Cup.
Because I'm more super.
Yes, that is
You
true.
you
Yeah.
are not.
Good luck in that
Well,
Super
yeah,
Cup.
we
That's all I'm
Oh,
literally
saying.
you're
had-
right. I'm not, but Ainge is. You may not have believed, but Ainge did. Everyone
Yeah.
else may have
Yeah,
laughed,
yeah.
but Ainge wasn't laughing.
And you
Okay.
you all didn't believe, bruv. You
So,
all didn't.
He's gonna be out of a job in 2 weeks.
guys,
Let's
let's all focus for a second. You get
To be
me?
fair,
For
they're
the-
sacking everybody in that office, bro. It's a
this thing
fire
goes
sale
to
at
shit.
Tottenham. Y'all
Yeah, I
hear
heard,
what's going
I heard
on?
Yeah,
Donna
no,
Cullen.
Mike,
I heard
Donna Cullen is
Donna
she's
Cullen.
gone, bro. They
She
got
won't
the
show-
wicked
hey,
witch out of the
she won't
west,
show-
bro. She's gone.
She won't show up
Daniel
in our chat
Levy's-
anymore, Jacob. That's good. You know, she won't show up.
That
in
dude
our-
from Arsenal apparently came in and just started saying, "You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You better step down or you're fired."
That's messed up.
Vivian or Vishen? What's his name? Egal?
Oh, Vinay, is it?
Vina, yeah. He came in and was like, Donna, you're out of here.
Vinay.
Medical team, you're done. He's putting everyone on the hot seat. It's nice.
Okay, speaking of hot seat, guys, we're gonna start by talking about Mbuemo because the bomba just dropped. So that's the first topic of the day. I wanted us to start with a different topic, but the news just dropped. To be fair, big up everyone locked in, guys. We have 1,000 people in here. We cannot be not even on 200 likes, guys. Well, I have some shame. Everyone hit the like button. Everyone, please subscribe to the channel if you're ready to do so. Also, all these guys' channels is in the description. So please do like the video. Please do subscribe to the channel. Every single one of you guys right here, right now, please like, please subscribe. Keep getting involved in the chat. Keep letting me know your opinions. Anyway, Shik, Mbuemo Bomba, Manchester United. Talk to me, brother.
Yeah, God, I'd be lying if I'd say I'm not excited about Mbuemo. I mean, just look at his track record in the Premier League so far, the amount of goals and GNA that he does provide in that Brentford team, of course. But hey, a lot of people told me we don't have no pull no more. We're not in European football, all those type of things, but we still do apparently. So looking just at our window so far, Cunha and Mbuemo, if we do end up getting Mbuemo through the door. Great work from Ineos. Like as much as I criticize him, time and time again, I have to give them credit, and I did kind of give them credit at the start of this window, at the start of the window last season as well, in terms of how they did their deals and the amount of money and stuff that they spent, all those type of things. But Mbuemo adds to us a lot. I mean, in a season where we scored 44 goals in the Premier League, just add Cunha and Mbuemo's GNA to this attack. I think it helps us out a lot. It also, I think, in terms of, because we've been linked to some other players as well. I think Mitrovic is one name that we heard today. To be honest, like on stuff like that, it's like you could bring in strikers who are, probably not big names and all those type of things, right? But then if you have, your two players playing alongside them in Cunha and Mbuemo, I think that could still help out quite a lot. It's going to be eager to see how much they're actually quoting on. I think it was like around 50 million or something like that we were going to pay. People try to tell me on Twitter that we don't have money either, that we're broke, and who are we gonna spend money on and all that type of shit. That's why I'm telling you guys, man, like I hate when people become accountants when it comes to these type of things. We always have money. We're always going to have money. Yes, we've gone through a lot of losses and stuff this season, but it's not like it's money being taken away. But yeah, it's like to just go further back to it, and Mbuemo changes a lot. And I know people are probably thinking, Ahmad plays on that right hand side too.
Wait, Shik. You weren't one of them worried about the finances over United? You weren't one of those guys?
No, because we hear it every single year, Vator, to be honest. Last season, we heard that our transfer budget was like 60 million. Even the start of this, like a couple of weeks ago, people were saying that our transfer budget is around like 60 to 70 million. Then a week later, it changed to 100. Then a week after that, it changed to 125 plus sales, like all those type of things. But it's always been like that. It's always been this type of thing where people think we don't have money. But I think all big clubs at the end of the day have money to spend on players and all those type of things, right? So in terms of Mbuemo, yes, he's not like, he's not like elite of the Premier League or, quote unquote, those type of terms, but he's still very, very good. I think in terms of the player that he is, he's very technical in terms of like the Premier League. He has that P&P that everyone, talks about all the time. His can score goals like left and right, can help out the attack, in terms of just his link up play, all those type of things. So yeah, I think great signing if we do get him through the door. I really, really can't complain. And to be honest, I didn't think we'd even be linked to someone like Cunha or someone like Mbuemo, considering how, the vibes were at the club and how we felt after that Europa League final. Even kind of going into this next season, I didn't think we were able to get someone like this over the line. There was always questions about, European football. Would people want to come here? All those type of things. Yep. And look at the other teams that we were kind of competing with too, like Arsenal's in the mix, Newcastle is in the mix, Tottenham are in the mix, all clubs that have European football next season. And we've gotten them over the line if that does happen. So I'm happy about it for sure. I think there's still a lot of work to be done. I still think we need to try to get strikers. But like I said before, if we do miss out on someone like a top signing like Gyökeres, if we are in for him, I'm okay with it. Because I think we should go out and get 2 strikers. It's needed. I don't want to see this guy Højlund anymore, to be honest. Even if there should be no way for him to try to get back into this team or any sort of revisionism. I want us to get 2 strikers, so just that we have more options. And I wouldn't mind, like, there were people who were talking about...
That was the bomba I thought we were going to talk about. Was that Inter Milan or inquiring about Rasmus?
Yeah, I mean, keep inquiring. Keep inquiring, put the bid in, all that type of stuff. Like, keep doing all that type of shit.
Wrong show.
We need to get rid of a lot of these guys. But yeah, it's just like I've been hearing, Mitrovic today, Mateta today. I'm being so honest. I'm looking at our situation right now. We're not in no position to really go out and get top players, and it's going to be difficult. Like if Gyökeres, someone like him, if he's the person that we're trying to get, and I'm not saying we shouldn't go for anybody like him at all. We should still try to see if a deal can be struck because we have that whole Ruben Amorim thing that he's coached him before. We've had this whole thing of like, money that we can pay him. We're going to probably pay him a crazy amount of money. So there's always that aspect of it. But I wouldn't mind having a Mitrovic and a Mateta, 2 of those type of players that are being our striking options. Because yes, Mateta is not, again, elite. Mitrovic, same thing too. He's still 31 years old. He's been playing in Al Hilal. But both guys, again, are Prem proven. And that's something that I've been saying for a while too, is that we need to maybe start going away from just buying foreign players who haven't really proved a lot in terms of their career with some of the mistakes that we've made in the past. But go in the situation that we're in right now, go for players who are Prem proven, get us to a level playing field, get us to some sort of foundation. And then when we do start competing, if we do start competing, then you go out and try to get those difference makers, those game changers that bring you up to a different level. And another thing,
what were Mbuemo's other options?
Arsenal, Newcastle, and Spurs. That's what Ornstein tweeted, that those clubs were in the mix for him. So I'm just going based off of what he said. I know out of all those 3, I know Newcastle were definitely.
Arsenal's not serious. Arsenal's not.
We know that. Yeah, we know that. You guys are signing Sesko anyway, so it is what it is. But yeah, like it's. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say like Newcastle is definitely that club that
I thought it was Newcastle or Spurs.
Yeah. Newcastle was definitely the club that was in like more talks, I guess, or had more concrete interest alongside with us. But we've been, I mean, we heard about this in Mbuemo news, I think a week ago. And it was just a thing then where it's like, I think we could try to go and get this deal done, but it all just depends on the player's choice, which he's now confirmed that he wants to come join us. So also, I did mention this before the stream started too. I think Ineos, the approach that they're taking in terms of these players that we're looking at, is they're kind of preparing for a future without Ruben Amorim. And if this upcoming season does not work out in terms of that, and These are quote unquote not players that, you know, not Ruben Amorim's players as well. These are not his system players. These are more so just, you know, talented players that the club is looking to get. So maybe they are preparing for a situation where Ruben Amorim might not be here, and these guys will still be here to play, and they can play in different type of systems and stuff like that. So that's still good, because I think that's something they should have at the back of their mind for sure. But I'm happy with it, bro. Like I genuinely can't complain. We still need to go get strikers. We still need to get midfielders. We still need to focus on outgoings as well. Like I'm not gonna sit here and not talk about this whole Bruno thing. Yo, Al Hilal, drop the bid, man. Because if United accept it, it's pretty much going to be confirmed that he's going to go. If United convey this message to Bruno Fernandes that we are going to accept this bid and that, you know, we're going to take it, going just based off of his words, what he said after the Europa League final, if the club doesn't want me here, I won't be here. So that will be an indication that the club doesn't want you here. And then you can use that 100 million, even though, like, you know, we haven't still sold him, and we're still linked to, you know, these two players that we're trying to get through. But Cunha is already through, but Mbuemo specifically, we can use that money to basically, you know, invest more into the squad, get more players into the squad. So a lot, you know, it's going to be a long summer. We still have, like I said, a lot of deals still to do, but I can't sit here and say I'm not happy about Mbuemo at all. Mbuemo is a cold player. I'm not doing any sort of comparison, so please don't clip me. But when I see someone like Mbuemo, he reminds me a lot of just like how Mo Salah plays. You know, clinical, picks up the ball on that right-hand side. You can spam it to him. You can expect him to do a lot in terms of that. I'm not saying he's no Mo Salah or anything like that, but it's just the type of player that he is. We needed that. And for anybody who again is thinking about Ahmed Diallo,
allowing him to have this moment, it's okay. He's starting.
I know. I was like, Sam has not said anything. He said Mo Salah about 2-3 times in the same sentence of him.
He had watched Hoyland for a year, so he has to say that.
No, I'm just like genuinely just saying, like, I'm Timu Salah, whatever people want to say in the chat, all of those type of things. I'm not comparing him in any way, shape, or form.
Yes,
I'm just saying in terms of the type of player that they both are and what they do, that I think Mbuemo is very, very, like, not okay. I wouldn't even say that. I think Mbuemo is like similar to him, not even close. I would say similar to him. So he's a dangerous player. Like, end of the day, that's really what it is. And cool, man. Get him through the line, and we have a lot more work to do, like I said. And I'm happy with it for sure. I'm happy with it.
Why are you calling Vator Jarul? So who here wants to talk about finance? Vator Jarul, we'll start with you. Go on. Talk to me about how you look at this United stuff.
Murder. Listen.
What's love?
I think the signing's good. I think the signing's actually pretty consistent, like with what Shik said with Ineos. They're not necessarily going for the big names. Before Ineos joined, the Glazers would go out and say, who can we get? Example, Casemiro, right? That was the big name. I think they're doing it right. This whole they're firing people, they're not paying for trips. This is what they've been saving the money for, right? Saving the money for these players. If Mbuemo does go, we're gonna catch maybe not Shik, but we're gonna catch United fans saying we're back. If they keep getting signings like this, you're gonna hear United fans saying we're back. They're gonna have
probably already saying it right now.
They probably are. Right now. But I actually hate this signing for Mbuemo. Looking at the player, why is he choosing to go to United? Like, are there not enough examples? Are there not enough examples of players thinking that they can go over to United and have success or build their career? Like, there needs to be smarter agents out there. There needs to be better projects to put your players in front of. Unless, and again, it's about the money, right? It's about the money. Maybe
Dinero.
The following. You go to United and your followers jump, they double. If that's what they're going over to do it for, you're going to remain in the same rut. You're going to remain in the same rut. Unfortunately, in Mbuemo, I think you're ruining your career by going to United. But you guys are definitely going to be improved on what you had prior to that. So let's see what else you do for the rest of the summer.
But it's also like this what I would say to that, Vader. Like, I don't disagree with you, like, because the facts are clear. A lot of players who do come here, their careers do die, and they end up performing a lot better when they do leave us. But it's also like how I think of it is that this is the start of a rebuild that he's willing to join. He's willing to be part of this whole squad rebuild because, again, we're looking to get rid of 10 to 11 players in terms of who I think we can. He's 25 years old. He could still be part of like this.
I know. I'm saying he's got to have better friends around him. Talking about rebuilding United, that shit's gonna be like Rome. It ain't gonna be a day. It ain't gonna be a year. It's gonna be several years. He's gonna be struggling, and that's you know, like I don't even want to sit here and be like, oh, he should have joined. Like, obviously, for banter's sake and for my own personal gain, I would say yes, please do sign for Tottenham. But you look at like Newcastle and Arsenal, two teams who have been, you know, decent in the league, doing things that he hasn't done with Brentford and playing in different competitions that he's actually never played in. So it's like you would assume someone around him would be like, hey, maybe if these other guys are knocking, I'd like to see what the numbers are, what they're offering versus what everyone else is offering. But to think that he's passing on Champions League football to help rebuild what has been slowly deteriorating before our eyes in comedic fashion, I just kind of find it weird. And obviously,
but I actually
Mbuemo,
get
that's
it.
why he's bald. He doesn't make good decisions.
I actually get it personally. Like
Yeah,
United's in a
Vator,
really fucked position in terms of the end of this season, but the main problem with them is their attack. Their attack's absolutely garbage, and like this is a great step forward into fixing that. And then if they do fix the attack
and Cunha.
with one game a week and another summer to like try and adapt to like Amorim's style of play, I wouldn't sleep on them next season if they just make the right signings. One game a week is brilliant for them if you just use the team well enough.
And that's a good point because their attack
Can I
has been
just say
bolstered
something,
enough
Bear?
with
Like
the Cunha
you're
as
saying you
well.
won't sleep on them. I'm completely asleep on them. Like I am.
Oh yeah, you're the league winner. You ain't thinking
Yeah,
about
like
your
a baby.
You're comparing.
I'm
You're looking at
sorry,
your-
I
Yeah,
don't
you're the
think
champion. Like, you're different.
You're gonna
Yeah.
say
So if
that
I had to
they're a
play,
little-
if I had to play that final versus United now with both of them players, and like let's say they've been, you know, kind of ingratiated into the team already, I don't think that same result happens. I think it's a lot different of a match that we're
Don't ever
watching in
disrespect
Bilbao.
Ainge
100%.
like that.
But of course, Ainge is still going to win it. I ain't never going to say Ainge ain't going to win that
Sit
thing.
on the
Come on,
floor
no
and
matter who you
respect
got
Ainge.
lining up across
Guys,
against Ainge
guys,
Postecoglou. Have some
guys.
damn respect.
Let me just say this.
I can also just say
I
this
am-
real quick. I think all of us
I'm
would take Mbuemo.
completely
I think all of
sleeping
us
on-
would take Mbuemo.
I'm
Yes.
completely
Yes.
sleeping on
Yeah,
Man United. Mbuemo and
You wouldn't take
Cunha are
Mbuemo,
both
Vator.
very good starts for the transfer window.
He
So
was
they
not.
both of their first signings are both good players because Man United, let's be honest here, there's not even banter. This is reality. They're in a very bad position right now. And Shik is spitting when he was speaking. He's 100% right. They need Premier League proven players. Even if it's a player from a 10th place or 9th place, it doesn't matter. Just someone who knows the league a little bit because they do need help from that perspective. They need players who make them a lot better. They need players to improve on. The problem is for Man United fans is the floor right now is Hoyland, Garnacho, Xerxes. So the ceiling is very easy to reach. You know, you just do this and you reach the ceiling immediately. Like if I put Egal up top, it's an improvement for the players that they have. Like it's
Talent.
It's also
Yeah.
like saying if we went to try, like let's just for an example, if we tried to get someone like Dwight McNeil is an improvement on whatever attack that we have currently. He's better than Garnacho, but that's not the thing.
Yeah,
that
but
we're-
here's the thing. I want to say something, and I don't want it to be misconstrued as banter because I'm not bantering. I'm being serious. Based off of what's happened over the last 13 years, I can confidently say rest in peace to Mbuemo and Cunha's careers. I can confidently say that. now.
This guy said, "I'm not."
and
gonna-"
look,
Confidently say that.
I can't
I
argue.
have
that.
seen,
It's
forget
factual
Mbuemo
there,
and Cunha, I have seen Radamel Falcao, Angel Di Maria, Paul Pogba, Romelu Lukaku.
Oh, R.I.P.
All
Pogba.
these players make moves to Manchester United and their careers are in the mud. I'm completely entitled to have this opinion based off of the past experiences. Now, if this time they actually do improve, and it's not difficult to improve on 15th, like if they finish 7th or 6th, that's a
Yeah.
considerable improvement, you know? So that is a player that can help take them there. Now, the good thing about Mbuemo is proven goal scorer, scores with both feet, very
Yep.
adaptable, very versatile, can play right wing, can play striker, can play behind the striker, you know? So he's someone who can score goals as well at a high clip. I'm just questioning the move, exactly what Jacob said, from Mbuemo's perspective. If I'm in his place, I'm going to a club that plays Champions League football because I do believe he's a Champions League caliber player. I just watch Mbuemo and I go like, you know, this guy deserves to play UCL
Yeah.
football. That's just what I'll say. And speaking of Mbuemo, we're here talking about Mbuemo and Cunha. Guys, there's 1,600 people here. We're not even at 300 likes. Wallahi, how can we
Also-
talk about Mbuemo? How can we talk about strikers? Hit the like button, yeah. Have some shame. Have some shame.
Either the likes get
1,600
up,
people
or I'm
in
going to
here.
go on a
Let's
rant
get
about
500
Ainge
likes
Postecoglou.
now.
Hey guys,
Make your choice.
there's two things. There's two things. From the
Go on,
player's perspective, yes, we can question the player's ambition going to Manchester United at this moment in time. But at the same time, from Manchester United's point of view, these are two great signings to start
Abs-
the
Oh, yeah.
window off of, right? I'm looking at it from the perspective of maybe Cunha and Mbuemo did not have people knocking on the door as much as Man United were knocking on their door. Like, think about it. Liverpool, Newcastle, everyone who's looking at these guys are kind of like.
I think Newcastle wanted Mbuemo.
I
think
know
they did.
Newcastle
They were
wanted
the
him,
other club that had like most interest.
but at
in
the
him.
same time, look at it this way: he goes into a Manchester United team where he's guaranteed one of the top 2 guys already, where he's going into a Newcastle team where he's going to be third
So
fiddle.
sad.
But see, the thing is Mbuemo has shown that he can be the number 1 guy, the number 2
but
guy,
that's
the number
not the
3
level.
guy in attack. That's the thing about Mbuemo. He's shown ability to step up when he's required, when he's the only dude, because Tony's suspended and Visa's hurt. But then when Visa and Tony were there, they were like the 3-headed horsemen. Is that a thing? I don't know. They were really good together. That's my point. Is he can play with guys that are the number 1 guys, with guys who are the egos. He can play as the guy who is the bravado in the attack. I mean, he played with Neil Maupay, for goodness sake, and he helped him score goals. He helped Neil Maupay score goals. If Hoyland
That's why I
even plays
told
next
people
to him,
in the
he'll
summer,
help
I
him
don't
score.
think Man United are more attractive than Newcastle.
People
Bro,
acting like
these clubs that get like top 4 one season do not automatically become more attractive than someone without UCL football. Like if
You know
City finished
something,
6th, I wouldn't say Newcastle more attractive than City. That's not how.
Manchester
Oh,
United is
that's
still
an example, but
Manchester
Newcastle
United is
were
still
Champions
Manchester
League.
United, guys. As much as they're in 16th or wherever they were, Manchester United is still Manchester United. They can still attract players of this.
I
caliber.
agree.
No, they're not still Manchester United. No.
No, they are. Even though they're not like the club that used to win.
They're now
leagues.
like Newton Heath.
They're still by the name, they still have weight. Like they still hold. Club.
Get the Norwich scarves out.
Anyways, people.
No, I mean,
saying,
I think there is something.
people saying Arsenal wanted Mbuemo. I'll be honest. I don't think Arsenal ever seriously wanted him. But if you want to say he rejected us, feel free. I'm not going to be bothered by that.
I'm just going based off of what Ornstein
Wait,
said.
wait.
That's it. That's
Well-
basically like what I was saying.
Yeah, Ornstein said
Yeah, would you-
Tottenham,
would you-
Arsenal, and
would you-
Newcastle were also knocking, but he
He knows
only
more than
wanted
me.
United.
You know,
We're
he
gonna
knows-
do a
Would you want your
pre-recorded
club-
video titled Mbuemo rejects
I did
Arsenal.
not really want Mbuemo.
No?
No.
I mean, it was just highlighted that he can play anywhere in the front 3. We know
And
Arteta
with-
was
Guys,
first
Mbuemo
ability.
starts for all our clubs. Let's
He
be
does.
honest.
He starts for all.
He definitely
of them. That's
starts.
what I'm
He
saying.
definitely starts. But that was not our first choice. Probably not even our third.
You would start for
I get
everyone.
it because you're at a different stage where you are gonna try to go out for like.
So he
Whether
definitely
Ringo
starts, but he wouldn't be your
Rodrigo,
second or
like,
third
all
choice
these
when that's
different
what you're
types of players.
requiring so much to win the league.
No, because he would be playing out of position.
I think he can play striker in the Arsenal.
But that's the thing is he can play striker, play behind the striker, off the right.
But
I mean, he was
remember
even-
something, Jacob. He's not 6'5".
Oh, that's right. Does he need a
Remember,
little
they're getting
umlaut
Yeah, you
above
gotta
his name
remember
to
Arteta's
be
a high
rated?
queen, man.
No, guys, we
His
only
last
have
name doesn't
we only have
rhyme
2
with
striker
Sesko
targets.
either.
We were never going to sign Mbuemo as a striker.
They're getting
don't-
ready for the NBA draft, Arsenal. You get me?
Anyways,
So-
yeah, whatever.
Anyway, let me just read these super chats before we speak about the champions. You get me? LFC, and then we're gonna move on to talk about Arsenal, all the clubs today on the panel. We're gonna discuss all the news.
I was going
But
to
to
say,
be honest with you,
Ange Postecoglou is a
just
European
personally,
trophy
on a
winner.
personal level, just because
Community
I
Yeah,
Shield.
which champion we talking about?
Community
Ange
Shield,
Postecoglou.
Europa
Premier
League.
League champion, Premier League champion.
Okay, so you gotta specify in it, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Because
of course.
well, hey, come on,
Wait,
yeah.
wait, you
Look at that
also
shirt
have the
back
Hong
there. Do I
Kong-
need to get
We
it?
also have the Hong Kong Classic champion right here.
Yeah, we're also, by the way, the education.
Oh, I thought they lost that.
Didn't they lose that?
They
We're
won
the-
3-1.
we're the
They won
education.
3-1.
Oh yeah,
Ah,
they beat
we're
Hong
the-
Kong.
That
They
was
lost
the warm-up
Yeah, we
game.
did.
I
We're the
guess.
education. Yo, bring your education to the
Fair,
table.
fair.
You know.
Bro,
Fair.
the parade with Xerxes on top, bro. That was so sad. I felt bad for him.
Because
Why
there
did
was
they
no
make
one
him
in the
go on that
street.
bus, bro?
Egal. Remember our conversation when I told you
Why are you
Liverpool
yelling?
run Southeast Asia? Remember? Remember? What did I tell you? You saw how Man United driving through Malaysia with no one in the street? You know, if that was Liverpool, the whole streets would be full. Liverpool don't have the streets like that. I told you, just because they don't have the streets around you doesn't mean they don't have the streets worldwide.
Who's
Yeah, but
coming
it's
out
also
the
like, of
streets
course,
to watch
Liverpool.
fucking
Allow it.
No, but
man?
one second, Osama. Of course, Liverpool.
Who's coming
fans
out
will
of
be
the
out there. You
streets
just
to
want
watch
to leave.
Garnacho and Hoyland, bruv?
No,
just
that's
wanna
not the
leave.
point.
I got like a million
Don't do
better
that.
things I could do with my day.
You
I'm
just
not
want
gonna
to
lie
leave.
to you. If Man
What do you
We
City,
are
mean,
way
man?
more supported than Asia,
if Man City went to Malaysia yesterday, they still would have had a bigger.
I'm not
crowd.
arguing and saying that you're not
Yeah,
bigger
we
than
would.
us in Asia. That like I'm not saying that, but all I'm saying is like if you said if Liverpool come out there, of course there'll be fans out there because you just won the league. We just finished 15th. Like, ain't nobody want to see Garnacho and Hoyland on that bus. Like no one.
Habibi, there were 96,000 people in Australia watching Fabio Borini. I'll play it now, a new tab after I read this. People begging it about Wirtz. Fabrizio went live today and left on stream at prospect
There's
of
96,000 idiots. Then that's what I would say. Watching.
That's
Fabio
not the
Ruiz.
point. That doesn't debunk whether that's not debunk anything.
No, I know what you're trying
The
to say.
continent of Asia.
I think you guys are looking too much into it, bro. You're looking too
You
much
get me?
into it.
Because they
It's
don't
not-
have the
The
streets
continent-
around Egal.
The
You know,
continent
like,
of Asia supports Youngman. So.
Like, you get me? Last time, you and Lewis both agreed anyway with me last time. You were like, Liverpool and United are a level above the rest of the clubs. Because this fraud was trying to claim that Arsenal have more fans worldwide anyway. So he doesn't know. You get me? They don't
Then
understand.
who?
Than us. You don't.
I never said Arsenal have more fans than Liverpool.
No, you said Arsenal are closer to Liverpool than Liverpool are to Man United.
Yeah,
Remember?
I agree, but I still stand by that.
Yeah, but that's not true.
All right.
People begging it about Wirtz. Fabrizio went live today and laughed on stream at the prospect of it collapsing. Deal still on, just add-ons to be sorted. Breaking news. Transfer with big money takes time. Who would have thought? Everyone.
Hey, Ten Hag wants more money, man. It is what it is. You know?
Big up to Ilya. Oh, Ilya, you're back on my channel now. I appreciate
Big
you,
up
man.
Ilya, proper Chelsea.
Ilya, Habiba, why did you hide, Habibi, this season, huh? I was complimentary of Chelsea, if anything, this year. You fucking bum. Don't matter
Hope
what
you don't
right
feel
winger is,
Ilya.
Cucurella is still the warden, and there are plenty of prison cells open. Funny enough, today I actually did like a Premier League 11 for the title race teams next season, and I put Cucurella as the best left back in the league. I agree with that super chat right there. But I don't think that Mbuemo will be coming up against Cucurella when you play them. I think Mbuemo will be more like up top type thing. That's just what
It's
I think.
calm. Even Reece James locked him up this season on the left. We'll be good.
No, that's not what I mean. I mean, it's going to be your center back, so I have to pocket him. Because I think he'll play up top, no? Cunha
Inside
and the
10.
10,
innit?
bro.
I think Man United is
It'll
going
be
to
an
Yeah,
inside
yeah.
10.
floating. I think Man United is going to play with two floating 10s behind the striker.
Yeah,
So
we
if
do.
they,
That's
so
what we
I
do.
think Cunha is going to be one of the 10s. Who's the other 10 then?
Mbuemo on the right hand side.
Mbuemo.
No,
they're gonna have a
Diallo.
striker,
No,
they're gonna
Ahmad's
have a
going to play
striker,
wing back.
and then
Ahmad's
they're
going to play right wing back.
Mbuemo and Cunha on either side.
Ahmad's going to play right wing back.
Well,
when
who the hell is
Ruben
the
first joined.
striker then?
That's
They're
what
gonna
we're
buy a
going to find out.
striker.
We're going to try to buy a striker, yeah.
Wait, you're signing a striker after these two as well?
Yeah.
I thought
They're
Mbuemo
Cunha
was
could play
the striker.
They're gonna
striker.
sell
No,
Mbuemo
no.
could play
Bruno,
striker.
And Bruno's going to fund the striker.
Oh, fair.
Bruno's
Okay,
gonna-
maybe
no, Bruno-
then Lewis is right. I thought
Bruno,
Mbuemo was going to play up
please
top.
leave. Please leave.
Fair.
Nah, I don't think so.
But that's the thing, like we already have so like Cunha, I think can play up top too. Like he can play as like a 9, false 9, all those. We have so many different options now, rather than Garnacho and Holland and Mason Mount, rinse and repeat. Like that's why.
Also,
I'm
you're
just
going to
happy
have a
about
lot of sales. You're going to have Anthony.
Yeah.
You're going to have Sancho. I think Chelsea's going to pay for Sancho.
Plus,
You're gonna
think about
you're
this.
gonna
Too. You
have
think
Nacho.
strikers won't look at our attack now and be like Cunha and Mbuemo are on either sides? They wouldn't want to come and join and be part of that attack. I think they would. I think some of them would for sure. Depends on who we're talking
I would also
about.
think
but I
just-
some of them would.
I would also think from an Amarin perspective, just having the versatility and the options, right? Because you can run Cunha in the 10 off the left, you could run him through the middle, and Mbuemo kind of the same thing, but off to the right. So it's almost like with these two signings, we've all agreed that both of them, if not at least one of them, and Mbuemo would start for all of our clubs. I mean, I would say both of them would start for most of our, maybe not Hassam, but. Vator
Mbuemo
for sure.
starts
Look
for
at
us,
Vader.
no?
Vader's
Definitely-
dusty.
definitely Liverpool.
Vader out here crusty.
He
Like,
starts
come
for
on,
us
man,
up
with that
top.
Jeremy Doku looking.
I remember
He starts
Liverpool
for,
fans
he
were
starts
saying he
for
could've been a-
Arsenal, Liverpool, and Chelsea at the striker. He starts for City right wing, and he starts for you as well, right?
Wherever he wants. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
remember
Arsenal.
when Salah hadn't signed his contract, there were a lot of Liverpool fans saying that Mbuemo should be the Salah replacement. I remember that. There was a big.
But that's
Mbuemo should be
talk about
look,
it.
like Shik, I did want to ask you.
I'm surprised no one's going for Jared Bowen. We're talking about Mbuemo. Jared
Age.
Bowen. How old is Jared Bowen?
Any like 29?
28,
28.
28 or 27? I think.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Wait, what's Mbuemo age?
He looked like
Mbuemo's
somebody,
25.
uncle.
Okay, Mbuemo's
Bowen
25. How
Bowen
old
is
he?
28. Yeah, crazy.
28. He's gonna turn this
Crazy because
season.
Mbuemo looks like he's 30 and Jared Bowen.
Bowen might
And
be able to
also-
make like one more big move in his career, maybe one more. That's it. But he's gonna have to do it this summer because he's getting to that age. Talking ruining careers while Jack and Savio on 2 goals. Nader is saying a dead club that still attracts Ineos Cook. This has nothing to do with Ineos Cook. Manchester United are a big football club and they can attract players, which no one here will ever deny. Don't worry. Big up to Netweet who says, please just let bridesmaid Teta have his stupid Sesko fail next May, having us 3rd or 2nd again, so Josh can finally boot the Spanish actor out, is what my guy Netweet is saying. Love you, Netweed. Love your energy towards your gaffer. That's how it's supposed to be. London pull worked on Mbuemo, didn't it? No pull, yeah. For people saying no one wants to live in Liverpool, kiss my ass. Hold that. He said fuck off to London and he went to Manchester. Hey, let's go. Big up Sesko says, who knows? Maybe Fonzie, sorry. Did I just call Fonzie Sesko? Sorry.
You
Fonzie.
called him Sesko, yeah.
Yeah. Big up to Fonzie who says he hates Sesko as well. Who knows? Maybe Sesko will be so good in 2 years that Real Madrid, Ball and Sesto will be in for him. Maybe. Mustard, complete football, Europe's heritage. Get that atomic Gittins away from my club. Pause. Wa alaikum salam. We'll speak about Chelsea now in a bit. Don't worry.
Man, like
But,
hitting, man.
I do agree with you. I think Gittins is a shit signing at this point in time for Chelsea. I'm with you. But we'll speak about that in a bit. Thank you for tour. Complete football.
It's got
though.
Spurs
Very
fans
true.
twerking
Very
for
true.
Madueke again.
Real
which
Madrid,
is
Barcelona, Liverpool,
weird.
Man City will never be in Conference League. Has the City dude forgot how many players you have ruined under Pep? Just play him that box there and don't move unless you want to pass it sideways. Hey, if Pep ruins Cherki, I will file a complaint to FIFA to stop City making transfers, because Cherki is one of the sexiest footballers in the planet in terms of like technique, like creativity, risk taking. If Pep makes him pass left, pass right 1,000 times, I will just quit. I'll just
my
go
gosh.
off.
Did Pep do that to Mahrez? No, and Mahrez
he did
was
that to
silky
Fabio
and
and
smooth.
Jack
all
Pep
that.
did it to Grealish, though. He did it to Grealish, though.
Mbuemo didn't choose United, but he won't live in
I'm not
Newcastle.
gonna lie to
Please
you guys.
correct me, but
Grealish was never this techie baller that was ever had everyone jumping out their feet.
Go
Thank
watch.
you.
Go
Grealish.
watch
Aston
Villa.
Villa.
Watch
He was a Maverick.
At
Go
Villa,
watch.
Yeah,
Grealish.
yeah.
Aston Villa.
Bro,
Villa, he was-
Spurs
at Villa,
fans
he
are
was
still
the main
talking
man.
about get him
At
at
Villa, he was the
Tottenham.
main man, but you guys are talking.
I
about him
wanted
as-
Grealish. I wanted Grealish because he was linked to. Man
Everyone
United.
wanted Grealish
I
at the
wanted
time.
Grealish.
Yeah,
What,
but he
Bob?
was-
I didn't.
There's also a
His
difference.
calves are too big.
I did.
Why are his calves that big?
Let me also say
Grealish
this.
was never Riyad Mahrez. Let's not.
It's because you view Grealish as this guy who's not like pace and power and like a pacey winger, this and that, but he's a techie player. Of course he is. He's a
All right,
He's
let
also
me
got power, I'd argue.
Yeah, I would
Look at
actually
those.
argue
Look at
that.
those
Yeah,
calves,
I would.
bro. Those are some
Okay.
tree trunks.
And
Hey,
ruin it.
Blaze,
ruin
I'll
the
never
player.
say anything bad about the City and Newcastle because of the great products that city has. LFC can't attract no big player. Everyone know that, is what Zed is saying. Yeah, because Florian Wirtz is not a big player, right?
I'm also gonna
Because
say
Thiago
Frimpong.
Alcantara, after winning a Champions League with Bayern Munich, is not a big player, right?
No, y'all actually need to be investigated because Jeremy Frimpong for 35 million euros is fucking criminal.
Very
What are
good
y'all
deal.
extorting? What is under the table here? Are they shipping something to Liverpool? What's going on? Because 35 M's for Jeremy Frimpong, there needs to be
Very good.
investigations.
Thank you, Jacob, for defending us.
It's
Big up to
technically
Elias says
25. If you think about it.
Grealish was wild, Egal. Stop it, is what Elias saying. Yeah, I can't lie to you. Grealish definitely cooked.
Yeah, but
Guys, we have 1,700 people in here. We're going to be moving on now to talk about
Yes.
Florian Wirtz, because these guys don't get to talk about like my club, with me often, because we just win every week and we usually talk about the clubs that suck. I have a drill video made by Sharif, the same guy that did the Callum Sanderson this. If we get to 500 likes, I'll give you a sneak peek, 30-second clip of it. I'm just waiting for the Wirtz bomba. Let's get to 500 likes now. Let's get to 500 likes now, this very second. And speaking of,
If the
let's talk
likes will
about
be a fraud.
fact. If you don't like the video, you're a fraud, because this song slaps still. Like and subscribe. Go subscribe to all these guys' channels. Florian, how art thou, Florian? So, I want to go to my direct competition to start off this topic. Egal. Florian Wirtz to the Reds. What are you saying, mate?
You guys like-
Bro, they finished second. I have
You
to start
put the
with the team
spotlight
that
on
finished
him, bro. You
second.
put the spot.
That was alright, man.
Yeah, I think Vator was. I was waiting for him to get mentioned. Vator, did you want to get
Vator was
mentioned?
waiting.
Do you want?
no,
do
it's
you
not
want
that I wanted to get mentioned. The fact that he said my direct is you, it made me chuckle. But go ahead.
No. Do you want to go? Do you think you're the
No,
direct
no.
competition?
No, you sound believes it's you, so you go.
No, but Egal, you're actually going to say sensible stuff. Vator is just going to twerk for FSG and try to piss me off.
Everyone wants to talk about squirts. Let's just get into it.
Oh, here we go.
First things
Square.
Well, why you Raul for, man? Why you Raul?
Because that's such a shit name. Allow it.
What do you mean? I just said his name.
I'm
No,
just
go-
gonna
go
say
on,
I'm a
Egal.
fan of both.
Go for it.
Florian
You
Wirtz to
should
Liverpool.
hear the name he asked for Bukayo Saka. It's even crazier, but it's what it is.
What are you talking about?
Guys, can we just let Egal talk about fucking Wirtz, because the team that finished first under unprecedented circumstances just signed the best thing to come out of Germany since Tony Kroos.
Well, you
Yeah,
haven't
let's
signed
talk
him yet.
about
You
Herbs,
haven't
man.
signed him yet.
Talk about Herbs.
All right. First things first. Yeah, Vator's right. You haven't signed him yet, but you are about to sign potentially one of the best signings of the window. And Liverpool, who usually had their creativity coming from Trent Alexander-Arnold, are now going to go and get it. One of the best creative players over there in Germany. So shout out to you guys. I actually wonder, could you guys be using him as a false 9? Could you guys use him as a winger? Could you guys use him in the 10? There's so many different ways you could play with him in the team. I'm interested to see how he's actually going to get implemented into the squad. But the main thing is Man City, Bayern Munich all came knocking. Everyone said Liverpool don't have a chance. Fair play. A lot of people say Liverpool don't have pull. Fair play. You got to give them some credit here. Even if it means they spent more money than everybody else. We still reward Chelsea with having pull when they outspend people. We still reward Man United with pull when they outspend people. So you got to give credit to Liverpool here. And you guys are genuinely having a scary transfer window. But we don't know who your striker is going to be. But you got two solid fullbacks in Jeremy Frimpong and Kirkes. You got what's his name coming through already in Florian Wirtz, and it looks like Arne Slot is basically saying, "I'm going full out attack next season. I've had enough of this defensive stuff. We're going more attacking. We're going more gung ho. You're gonna see 100+ goals flying in." And I think maybe that game versus PSG where you drew 0-0, where you went to penalties, was maybe one of the changing moments where he's like, "I need more firepower for Mo Salah." And yeah, it's really worrying from my perspective, looking at what Liverpool's doing, and not only Liverpool, Man City also.
We'll get to that in a bit, but do you think this is a statement signing, Vator?
100%.
When the signing happens, yes, I think it will be a statement signing. We've heard that FSG aren't ambitious, that they don't want to win. Just because their model and how they want to do that's different from the clubs that rivals or even some Liverpool fans want to compare and bash, doesn't mean that they're not ambitious, because this club has been in very close winning proximity for many, many years and have now won 2 and 5. This signing in Wirtz, credit to him. It's a player that obviously wanted that destination of Liverpool. I'm familiar with it, because a couple seasons ago, before I was able to win my treble, I had a player that didn't want to go anywhere else but Manchester City, turning down the likes of a Real Madrid in Erling Haaland. So when you got a player that I think has the potential to be generational, choosing your club means a lot. I'm not going to poo-poo on this signing at all. Like Egal, I am curious to see how the dominoes play out, though, because FSG, Liverpool have kind of done while Klopp was there, I cannot compete, right? The spending wasn't really a thing. The spending's front and foremost. It's right in front of everybody. And that puts a lot of pressure. I've seen it firsthand. That pressure that Grealish had as $100 million signing, it affected him. And he spoke to that as a player. It's going to be interesting because all focal points are going to be on Wirtz. He's coming to Liverpool with the expectation to win back-to-back and to also bring them a Champions League. Yes, they have 6, but to bring them trophies that they didn't get before. I'm going to be watching. I'm going to be watching to see how all of that plays out, the mentality of this player. And then the trickle effect. Because players are going to be looking over their shoulders being like, he's getting how many? What's his wages? What did you pay to get him? Oh, FSG got money. So other players are going to be looking for that re-up. They're going to be looking for that new deal. I'm going to be waiting in the wings. I'm going to try to do my best to get back in competition. Don Hussam believes that Arsenal are the challengers to Liverpool. If I'm going to be the hunter, if I'm hunting this season, so be it. I've got some signings that I need to get across the line, but I respect the signing. And if there's anyone that's showing an intent to continue winning, it's Liverpool right now. So let's see how it goes. I got some signings to do, so I'll talk more later.
Yeah, I'll say this. It's been a while since I was thinking. I was like, where's this money for Caicedo gone? Where's this money for Lavia gone? Looks like they're spending that money right now. And yeah, I can stay here and be a rival, salty, and all these type of things, but I'm just gonna speak real. this is how clubs should move after you do win a league title the way that you did. I think part of FSG are also maybe thinking that maybe Salah cannot produce the same numbers that he did this past season, so they needed to get a big player through the club. Whether he's going to play in the 9 or whether he's going to play like wherever he does play, I think that will depend on whether Liverpool sign a striker or not. Because I think if Liverpool don't sign a striker, then we might actually see him play in that 9. Sometimes we'll see.
Ooh, don't want to
But that's my question to you, Hassam, is that what is your transfer budget this season? Because you're about to spend what, 150, 35 for Frimpong. Kirkhez is how much? How much are you spending on it?
Spent like $10 last
40.
window, so I'd imagine they've got a little wiggle room.
So 200 million on 3 players, and then what type of strikers are you looking to get though? Because I heard it's either Gyökeres or Ekitike. Ekitike's price tag is crazy. Gyökeres has that release clause of what, like 55 million or 60 million, something like that.
The dominoes might fall in a way in which our third choice, Gyökeres, comes to Liverpool.
Could be. Hey, listen, if Gyökeres goes to Liverpool, fucking hell.
Bro said third choice Gyökeres, and that's whatever
Wait, so
Arsenal
who's your
fan
first?
is like
Who's your first
browsing
two
for.
options? Isak.
The thing that doesn't make sense, and actually me and Roberto had this conversation. The thing that doesn't make sense is it seems like Liverpool and Chelsea both first choice is Ekitike, and then the second choice is Gyökeres. That's what it seems like. So because Ekitike is going to cost a bit more,
second will be Sesko.
Yeah, thank God Egal won that transfer saga. So yeah, for me,
that don't even make a difference.
You're talking about transfer budget. Diaz's wife.
I'm just wondering. I'm really just wondering. Like,
yeah. She put out a post talking about like basically saying goodbye. Donkey Kong is gonna leave as well. So you've got right there, just around 140, 150 M's. So both of them would pay for the like the Wirtz transfer. Then you're looking at I still expect us to sign a striker. So I would say if I don't include sales, our transfer budget probably could be around 250, something like that.
Whoa!
That's why actually, but we're gonna sell a lot of players as well.
You'll hear that from Liverpool quite often.
Yeah, you're right. He said that like it was normal. Like he didn't even crack a smile on that one.
No, but it's not that. It's just that it's a little shocking because you don't hear this from like Liverpool and.
Wow, rich guy spends money finally. Thank God.
No, but you like again.
Whereas
they didn't spend a penny. Guys, they
never
didn't spend a penny and they won the league. What do you expect?
Yeah, we literally made 80 million pounds in profit last summer.
I didn't think. No, that's the thing.
Wow, later you spent that in January.
Like
Why
people in the chat are saying, "Oh, we probably thought you guys were broke." I didn't think you guys were broke. I literally just said like you haven't spent that money that you have for Caicedo and Lavia.
That's why it's a wow.
I was just wondering like how much
Vator, please, respectfully, do not talk about cannot compete. You have 220 million on your bench and you're still talking shit.
Egal, first of all, fix your face. You don't need to scrunch it up all like that. I spent 200 million in the January transfer window because I had the ability to do so when I didn't really spend in the summertime. I spent like 30 mil. Liverpool telling us about the 10 mil that they spent on their guy, right? I spent like 30 on Savinho. So I had a summer where I didn't really spend either, and I decided to spend in the January transfer.
You didn't just sign Savinho, don't lie.
Bro, acted like he just served his daughter's dinner and was like, don't you turn your face up at the food.
Okay. What did I spend on Gundogan? Nothing.
Retirement papers? Those are pretty
expensive. I spent money on Savinho and I brought in Gundogan. Yes, I brought in 2 players. It looks good on paper. But this
shipping
was still
old people overseas got to be
like
some kind of charge.
Listen, guys, I think, it's time. I'm waiting just now for here we go. I think this eventually now is going to happen. Obviously, when it's a big transfer fee like this, it's going to take time. It's going to take time to negotiate, just looking after the clauses, stuff like this, and taking it from there. So I think he's going to be a Liverpool player. I think starting off the summer with Wirtz, Frimpong, and Kirkhez is unbelievable. You've already handled a lot of your problems. The guys are asking where I think he plays. I think when you sign a player like that, you have to play him in the best position, which is the number 10. So I do believe he's going to play in the number 10s. I think it's literally just add-ons. I literally just think it's add-ons we're negotiating right now. And I don't
ask you a
remember the
question?
last time someone brought up Chelsea paid 115 million for Caicedo. I don't remember the last time someone brought up that Arsenal played 110 million for Declan Rice, because you get what you pay for 90%.
Wait, why are you adding money? Why
I
are
mean,
you
it's
adding
also the
money?
market.
get
Is
the-
what it is. It's
Yeah,
also like the
but
market is
guys,
what it
guys.
is right now. Like the market
It's
is.
right
That's
now.
not the point, yani 105, 110 tomato. Point is, when a player
That's the
is
market
worth it-
now. That's the market.
yeah, that's the market. Like
Yeah.
Oh,
Chelsea
that's
paid
market.
150 million for a tackler. Like I'm paying
Yeah.
150 million for a player that's creative.
But for a tackler, you
For a
prick.
player that
He's an
scores
all-round
goals.
midfielder. He's
For a
great
player
at everything
that
about a
creates
tackler.
Let's not forget
Fucking
Arsenal
hey, I mean,
spent
Arsenal-
100 million on
Arsenal-
a two
Oh,
free
They-
kicks.
fly down
Yeah,
to
just
Jordan
like
and
that.
fucking.
Jacob's cooking.
Oh,
They
not
spent
to
110
spend money,
for
you
two
They
guys.
spent
free
100 on
kicks.
2 free kicks and memories in the Bernabeu. So
Yeah, exactly. See, so we spent 120
everyone spends
million.
money on.
Sam, I have a
We spend
question.
money
Would
on
you
balloons
rather
and
spend-
championships. You know what I'm talking
Would you
about?
rather
All of a
spend-
sudden.
Now, obviously, that like Wirtz is coming through
Not
the
even-
door. I
I'm
know
not
every
even
Liverpool fan
gonna
is
try
excited
to
about
say
that. No one's gonna say no. But would you rather have spent that for like Isak? Because you guys have been going for Isak right now.
Isak's not going nowhere, guys. Let's be
No, but if
real.
I'm just saying though, like
Talking about
150.
That's whether you would
If
prefer.
I don't think
Liverpool-
Newcastle would have accepted 118 million pound
If
bid that
Liverpool offered,
includes
yeah.
the add-ons.
Whatever
but that's not
anybody
the question.
offers, I don't think Newcastle's all taking it.
That's not the question. Sheik is asking, where would you have preferred to spend?
There's only one player I would have
Yeah.
said yes
What
to.
would you have preferred to
ahead
spend?
of-
That's what I was trying to.
There's
say.
a player I would have said yes to ahead of Wirtz if I could for that money, and that's Julian Alvarez. That's it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, you know.
Because then I have availability as well
Another
with the
former City
talent
player.
and the goals and everything. So that's
Another
the thing.
former
Anyone who doesn't know, fix your face is a Toronto term. Let's not act like it's not.
I thought that was like a dad thing. Like you're at dinner and they're like, I don't want to eat broccoli. And like, fix your face and eat that broccoli, Lou.
That's
that
a
was
term
what
you should use towards the Spurs fans, Jacob. But there are
Bro,
some
their face
faces
is
we can't
busted
fix.
as fuck. Ain't no fixing them ugly shits.
Yeah,
what
there
they
is. I was
talking about?
just said there is no
It's
fixing
too
them.
fucking
Is this
busted,
Wirtz
bro.
deal? Is this Wirtz deal going to be at 150, or do you see it going up a little more?
No, I don't think we're gonna do 150. I think the bid that we just put in is gonna be accepted. The 118.
118, really?
Yeah, 118 million pounds. I think it's gonna be accepted, and then we take.
I heard
it
they
from there.
wanted like Harvey Elliott going the other way or something.
Yeah, well, we scratched their back. They scratched ours. That's just what we did by giving Kelleher to Brentford on a cheap. That way, Fleck was able.
No,
to
all
make
I'm saying, yo,
Liverpool.
Tenhog, come get your
Kelleher
players.
is
bro.
from
They're
Ivory
at
Coast.
Alpha.
What the hell's
Come
going
get
on
your
with that?
players, Tenhog. Come get your players, bro.
Kelleher's from Ivory Coast. What's the reference here?
I don't know. I seen someone on TikTok saying Kelleher's from Ivory Coast. I was dying.
No, he's from Ireland.
Come get
It's the
Onana, bro.
flag in reverse.
Tenhog. Come get your players, man.
Let me just read these and then we'll move on. Talk about Arsenal and Chelsea. Big up to my guy Netweed who says M. Kinder Bueno.
I didn't hear
will
Ainge.
actually-
That's a good slander name. I'm not gonna lie.
You're gonna get to
Yeah.
all the clubs, Jacob. Don't worry.
We'll
M.
get
Kinder
to-
Bueno will vastly improve United. 15th to 5th is what Netweed is saying. Hey,
Let's
5th
hold our
to-
horses.
Well.
Let's relax. Everybody needs to relax. The one Vator was talking about, we're back. This is a comment that's similar to that. And people need to chill. People need to chill. We still have a lot of work to do. All I'm going to say is if Ruben Amorim can't perform with this attack that we're getting, yo, sack this guy, bro. Genuinely. Sack this guy. He's not
Wow,
able to turn things
25
around.
and City are playing money victims. It's not City, it's just Vator and Hamza. They both follow
Who's
the
playing
same.
money victims? I
I-
didn't complain about anything.
Imagine pocket watching when you're literally the one that spent 250 in a fucking January window, bro. Never mind
Bro.
summer.
Listen, I'm
does
pointing
Kinder
out
Bueno
that your
mean?
former manager said we cannot compete, which has all been a lie. That's my whole thing. And you guys
If
were
Wirtz
believing
went to
all of it.
City, bottom right would have never mentioned Jack's price as a comparison. You're just salty because Liverpool have more pull than Manchester City. We have got 500 likes, guys. Let me just give you a sneak peek. 30 seconds, one of the most genius editing work I've ever seen. Shout out Sharif.
Hold on,
Right.
before you do that, because I keep getting
him
referred
off.
to as bottom right. I keep getting referred to.
Get the checkbook out this summer. Hey, Florian. How art thou, Florian? I believe you're looking for a new football club, yo, my mate. Manchester, Etihad, Estad. We playing Champions League football next season. How about you take a 2-2 Ryanair jet from Leverkusen to Manchester hotel stay, little 2-2 medical.
300k a week, couple bonuses thrown in there. Ballon d'Or in a couple years.
Complete LB this track, by the way. Dropping this Wednesday on the Wednesday
I was
show.
leaning back. I was ready to enjoy that. Why'd
Yeah, but
you
this
stop?
is just a snippet.
You see me out leaning back. I was like, all
Why
right,
that's
cool,
hilarious.
AI
we're
is
fine.
dangerous, bro.
That's
Bro, we
What was that
I
Cole
know some
Palmer
of the
Holland
great-
on the
That's cold.
couch?
That's cold. I can't even hate. That's actually a cold edit from what
That's
we've seen
good.
before.
And he used LB's. What do you call
It's
it?
not an edit. That's AI generated. It's not. Those aren't edits.
No, that's
Edit,
another.
clip, whatever.
No,
man.
thank you, Vader. Thank you, Vader. Because you literally just say what you
Yeah,
want,
Finish
and
his
then.
story for City Boys.
Yeah, listen, I
But he's right. It's not an edit. It's an AI generation.
For the people that don't know the
generated.
backstory, this
Thank
is the
you.
backstory.
Thank you.
Oi, get the checkbook out this summer. Hey, Florian! Oh, art thou, Florian? I believe you're looking for a new football club, my mate. Hey, England, Manchester, Etihad, this stad will be playing Champions League football next year, my friend. Yeah, how about you take a little 2-2 Ryanair jet from Leverkusen over to Manchester. We'll get you a nice hotel stay. Little 2-2 medical, £300,000 a week. Couple bonuses thrown in there. 2-2 Ballon d'Or in a couple years. Champions League. Happy days. You want to go Bayern Munich. Little 2032 Bayern Munich driller. Happy days. We get the next up and coming star. Hey, how about it, Florian? Florian. Oh, art thou, Florian?
That's where the diss track start comes from, right there. You get me? There's depth to the song as well. Big up. Did Caicedo make the Conference League team of the season?
He didn't play enough games.
Romero won the player of the tournament for
You
Europa
don't
League.
get
If y'all are
This is a
wondering,
response because Rice
Who won
made
player of the
Champions League
tournament?
team.
Enzo.
Romero.
They gave it to Ishko, the motherfuckers. Like, that actually pissed me off. Should have gone to Dewsbury Hall, mate. Give it to
Oh.
Dewsbury Hall or
Gotta go
Marquis.
for someone
They're
Man like
They're not gonna
JR,
from Chelsea.
tossed in at Darabioyo.
They're not going to
Man
disrespect.
like Jorgensen. Even Palmer.
Palmer played one game.
No, he didn't play
Oh,
one
he played
game. He
one.
played like 4 or 5.
Okay,
had a
but
couple
one
games.
game where he actually did.
Like, give
Yeah,
the
that was
player of
up
the
there.
season.
Champions
They
League,
should
Europa
have
League
been.
one.
Yeah,
Yes, he
Rice made Champions League team. This
Yeah, he
season.
did.
He deserved
They've got
it.
they've got that. Yeah,
Played
yeah.
every
War
game.
I
trophy.
told you, Lewis,
War
that's the point
trophy.
of his question. I knew it.
War
from when he asked.
trophy.
Well, we weren't.
I'm
in
just
the
gonna say what I've
Champions
heard for
League.
15
man.
years. War a
And
fucking
there was
trophy.
no reason
War a
why
fucking memory trophy.
Once
Put
again,
that memory on
I
a
don't- I
trophy
don't
and
know
just
why
think
you
about
guys-
it all day.
Hey,
Sit on the
hey,
toilet, think about your memories.
I don't know why you
He
guys
justified his price tag, right?
The
No,
four
we'll
teams-
go.
Yo,
The
justified. 50 million a free kick. I like it.
The four teams that get it to the semifinal usually dominate the team of the season. And it's just normal.
War trophy.
I'm
I
not
love-
fussed
I love
about
the
it. We
fact-
weren't in it.
I love the fact
Not
that
fussed
Spurs
about
fan
it.
is telling an Arsenal fan what a trophy in 2020.
I was just
Yeah,
saying that to
every
everybody.
time
That
it's
if you ain't won one this, hey, if you ain't dusting
Other
your
times
hands
it's
off with
changed.
shiny,
I'd like to
come
be
on,
there.
man.
I like you've been there before.
War trophy.
Other times it's
Yes, yes. Anyway,
Oh, you
big up
talking
everyone
shit to me?
watching,
War
guys.
trophy for that too. You feel better?
Make sure you guys are liking the video. Make sure you guys are subscribing. Speaking of what a trophy, we're going to be talking about Arsenal next. You get me? Benjamin Sesko looks like he's headed to Arsenal. Egal, talk to me, brother. What are you saying?
man like Benjamin
I don't
Tesco.
think anybody knows what the fuck's going on. Sorry for swearing, but nobody knows what's going on. You guys think Sesko's coming. Other people think Gyökeres is coming. Both Sesko and Gyökeres have been contacted about contracts. Both clubs have been in contact with Arsenal. Arsenal seem to be working on both deals to see which one is better for them. I don't know if they're trying to get both players. I don't think that's real. I don't think that's going to happen. But it does seem like we're currently working on both deals simultaneous at the same time to see which one we're going to actually end up taking. Benjamin Sesko is the person who majority of the people at the club think has the higher ceiling and is going to be the better player going forward. But Gyökeres is currently the better player based on the goals he scored in Portugal and in the Champions League. And I think we found ourselves in a conundrum. Do we go for the player who fits our system and we believe has the higher ceiling, or do we go for the player who helps us win now, but potentially could also be a bust because we don't know how he's going to translate to the Premier League? Both of them really could end up being well. Both could end up being bad. Personally, for me, I prefer Gyökeres. If the club end up getting Sesko, I have no choice but to back it. If they end up getting Gyökeres, I'll be happy, but I hope he bangs. Either way, it's gonna be a season-defining signing, era-defining signing. This is the project. We need to go and get this striker situation correct. We get it wrong, we could be taking steps backwards next season.
Well, why do you say you have to back it no matter what? I don't understand.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that too. Why?
He supports his club.
That's a genuine question, by the way. Why?
Because when somebody joins and they sign, I'm gonna support them until they prove me that I should not support them.
Do you support Gabriel Jesus?
I respect that. That's
But
actually
haven't
balanced.
you said that you don't want him at the club though? You're one of those type
No,
of
no, no.
things.
There's a difference. I prefer Gyökeres. If we end up getting Sesko, and he's not my preferred choice, but am I going to sit there every match? They'd be like, we should have
That's
got
a mature
Gyökeres.
point of view. That's a mature way to look at it. Like we've seen players look one way at somewhere else, and then change and look another way at the club. So if Egal's saying, "Listen, I'm going to back the signing if it does happen, and until I see differently while the player performs in my club to change my mind," that's actually fair. You don't want to be overly emotional, you know. I mean, I know some of you are.
Fair enough. You did
There's
ask
some-
though, like,
there's
oh,
some-
is it
there's
going to be
some
like
things- There's some things I'm not going to back. Like I don't want another Raheem Sterling situation.
Arteta?
But it looks like we could
You're
end up
gonna
getting
separate a man from his child.
no, but we could end up getting Kepa.
What's wrong with you?
Kepa?
The thing is, Egal, you know, I disagree with that
You
mindset.
sign his child and then
I
send his
understand what
father
you're
back.
saying, but I still
Okay.
believe you can have an opinion of a player before he joins.
Heartless club.
That's probably what
was
the kid
meant
wants.
to-
to
It's
be
like this
honest.
is Garnacho joined
Yeah, but this guy
Chelsea
doesn't have-
He
One second.
doesn't
with
have
Lewis
an
backing.
opinion.
I don't think
People
Lewis
deal-
is backing.
people deal-
Guys, can I please just finish the sentence?
People
Sesko
deal
was
with
linked to
things
Liverpool a
differently in
week
life.
before, and I said I don't want him anywhere near the football club. I said he's
Oh,
Darwin
my
Núñez 2.0. Listen, 13 goals in 33 Bundesliga appearances without having the fundamentals of football, like I think is an issue. The problem is Sesko is fundamentally not sound. We'll get to Ekitike in a bit now when we speak about Chelsea, but I think the difference between Ekitike and Sesko is, yes, both of them are not great goal scorers, but Ekitike has the fundamentals of football, like a very good first touch. He has very good on the ball. The problem is with Sesko, he's pure pace and power. I can see Sesko easily becoming Núñez 2.0, like easily becoming Núñez 2.0. So I
Too
don't
bad
think he solves
Ekitike
the
couldn't
problem.
break down
What about
Tottenham's
Gyökeres?
Because-
defense.
I just think
What
it's
about
as
Gyökeres?
simple as Sesko to me, in my opinion.
What about
is not a
Gyökeres?
difference
Gyökeres
maker,
has
not a game
fundamentals.
changer. And I think that's what I've been
There's,
saying.
there's
for the
more
longest.
there's more comparisons to Gyökeres and Núñez than there is.
No, Gyökeres has fundamentals. Gyökeres can play, is good, has a good first touch, can play
I'm
good
talking about
passes.
the Portuguese
He
connection.
scored goals in tight spaces. He scored goals with his weak foot. He's very good, Gyökeres.
Clinical finisher. Yep.
Sesko can't score goals.
He has
with his-
13 goals in 33 Bundesliga appearances.
He's also 21, if I'm not mistaken, with other guys. 26.
Yes, but here's the problem: Arsenal don't have time for a project.
You need
Hey,
a
but
season
that's
track.
right,
Yeah,
that's
but-
right. As much as I agree with you, my friend, the reality situation is the club is going to sign who they believe the scouts is the better player.
You mean Arteta is going to sign whoever he wants?
Yes,
No,
because
don't do
that's
that,
not what
Sheik.
we
Don't do
heard.
that, Sheik.
And also,
Don't do
even
that,
if
Sheik.
No,
if
wait,
it's-
did I say anything
even
wrong?
if it's-
Arteta's going to sign who
even
he
if
wants to
it-
sign.
It's
even
not
if
Arteta. It's the club.
One
Of course
second.
it is.
Even if Arteta is one of the people who like Sesko more than Gyökeres, since when are we here to criticize a club for backing a manager over anything else? We usually say give the manager what they want. If he wants what he wants, fair play. I'm not going to criticize it. I personally think we should go and get the player who's ready to win now. But if they deem Gyökeres as much as a gamble as Sesko, who am I to doubt all these scouts and everybody else? One thing I don't want is another Raheem Sterling situation with Leroy Sané. Go get me a proper left winger. If you're going to get me Sesko, get me a proper left winger, or at least get me Xabi Simons, somebody who can play in the 10 and give rotation for Odegaard. That's what I need. And I'm not going to sit here all summer saying we're favorites to win anything, because we're not. Right? As of right now, City are overtaking us, and Chelsea are closer to us than we are to
If
Liverpool.
you sign Sesko, I think it leads to your downfall this season, because purely, and I say this just based off a mentality thing, and I'm being serious. When City signed Haaland and he was banging in goals, and we signed Núñez, within 3 games it feels like the players gave up already on the season, because they knew that this thing is going nowhere with Darwin Núñez. Like I'll be honest with you. And I feel like with Sesko, it's going to be a similar situation, because the players need a player that, like, hear me out. They need a player that uplifts them. Like, if Arsenal went and signed Rodrigo, Gyökeres, Zubimendi, the players coming back to play again this season would be like, okay, now we have something, to bring all our spirits back up again. And now you look at Sesko, like, I've said this before and I'll say this again. If Arsenal get the Sesko thing over the line, I've got my feet kicked up and I'm completely relaxed. If my signings are Wirtz, Cherki, and Frimpong, and Arsenal sign Sesko, I am so relaxed about like Arsenal and the title race next season. I'm completely relaxed about it. And the thing that people just are not hearing what I'm saying is, even if he can become good in 3 years, Arsenal can't afford 3 years now. Arsenal need a player that now will score 20 goals, 25 goals, etc. So that's the thing. They need someone who can bang in the goals now. Because when you've got a ready-made team, you have a different type of signing. Like, with all due respect, I'm going to say this, and I know he's not going to take it disrespectfully. If United signed Sesko, it makes more sense because they're 16th, they're in a very bad spot. They need someone who can consistently improve, take them there, you know, be part of that journey to get to like the top and blah, blah, blah. The problem is Arsenal are already at the top. They're just trying to climb the mountain.
You want to know something, Hussam? Go sign both. Fuck the bullshit. Go sign both. You have ambition?
No, that's not going to happen.
No. I'm talking about, you're talking about what ifs and ambition, right? Let's talk about what ifs and ambition. If you have ambition, you go and sign Gyökeres, you go and sign Sesko, you put them both in the squad, and you find ways. You find ways.
Arsenal?
You're not gonna do that. Though. You're not
Let
gonna
him
do
fight.
that.
Yeah, let him
What
fight.
do you do? What do you do with your two highest earners?
Everyone's yelling.
No.
Put
What
dogs
do you
in
do with your two highest earners then?
What are you gonna do with
Fuck
Havertz?
the left
Fuck him
winger.
off.
Fuck the left
No,
winger.
Havertz and Jesus.
Jesus is injured. He's not playing another game for
Okay,
Arsenal.
Jesus is fine. What are you gonna do with Havertz?
Okay, Havertz then. What do you do with him then?
Havertz can play multiple different positions. He doesn't have to
Did
play.
Like what?
Jesus die?
But where are you
What-
playing
what
him?
multiple divisions?
He could
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
play in 10. He
What
doesn't have
happened to
play as a
Jesus?
striker every game.
Oh, poor Gyökeres.
You think? Wait, one second. You think Arteta would play Havertz over Odegaard?
He died on the cross.
No,
if
you
I hear
say-
Havertz is praying for me, I am
Okay,
walking
one
out
second,
of
one
the
second.
negotiations.
One second. First things first. You guys aren't dictating everything here. Let me get one person to speak to me at a time. It's going crazy.
What happened to Jesus?
Number one, we don't necessarily have a certain set position for each player. There's players in the team that are versatile. They're gonna play multiple different positions. We've seen with Mikel Moreno, he can play multiple different positions. We've seen with Declan Rice, he can play multiple different positions. And Havertz is the same thing. You don't necessarily have a player to have a set position. And if we sign somebody else, then we have more squad depth. Why is everyone all of a sudden
Okay,
against?
can I respond to that now objectively without screaming and shouting? We can only go based off of what we read, Egal, and what we know. The Athletic put out an article 4 days ago that Kai Havertz is going to get a lot of minutes next season. He's going to start a lot of games. So I'm going to be objective with this. If you sign Benjamin... Hear me out. You want me to be objective, not banter. If you sign Benjamin Sesko next season, it means that Havertz is going to be the backup striker. And then you will move on to the left wing to sign a Nico Williams or blah, blah, blah. So I don't see a world in which you sign both of them. I think you sign Sesko, and then you got Sesko and Havertz as your striker options.
No, but 1 second. Don't you always ask me what I would want when I tell you what?
No, I know. Yeah, that's amazing. I'm talking about what Arsenal would do.
All right, so let's talk about what Arsenal is going to do. They're going to sign one of them. Gyökeres is still not out the picture. We're talking as if Sesko's done. David Ornstein has yet to speak on this topic. Once David Ornstein gives the verdict, I will say, yo, it's done. But so far, from Fabrizio, he said Sesko. From McBell, he said both Sesko and Gyökeres are still up for grabs. From the Athletic, the top journalist from Arsenal from the Athletic said they love Sesko. They think he's going to be the best in the world in 2 years' time, but they don't have patience. They're going to go for Gyökeres. And today, in case you guys have been living under a rock, Gyökeres was speaking with one of his buddies in a podcast, and it leaked on TikTok that he thinks he's going to have the paper signed for Arsenal soon.
Ooh.
So I don't know if they're working on both deals at the same time, or if they have a specific number one target and a B target, and they're keeping them both open.
Yeah, but
I do want to say this about that before I just got to jump real quick, but I do want to speak on Egal's point there, because I think a lot of people sometimes get wrapped up in what they're seeing, and sometimes that is exactly what the club wants you to see. They want everyone to see, look at this, while they work on something behind the scenes. I wouldn't be surprised if what Egal's saying is absolutely spot on in regards to Gyökeres, the gyros guy from Sporting, because he, from all intents and purposes, it sounded like y'all were trying to even talk about it in January. You've been talking about it all year. It's something that, and then it all goes quiet around that one player. And then all of a sudden it's like Sesko and it's all these other links. And then everyone else, I mean, Tottenham are never involved in any of this, because if they're free, then we're involved. But with what you're doing, it just seems like, That could absolutely come true because the club's going to want all the attention here, right? While you actually work on the business behind doors. So I wouldn't be surprised if what he says is true. I don't think that they go out and get both of them. I think if you're going to be a serious club, that's what you should do. But, well, but anyway, I gotta go. So big up, y'all. Have a great rest of your day.
Sorry, there's someone I want to call out. There's someone I want to call out. I don't want to do. There's someone I want to call out. Sorry, Egal. I have to call out this guy. So, thank you for the super chat. There's not a super chat section or anything, but I hate when someone says shit like this. Doesn't matter what you say, Egal. Everyone hates us, and everyone's gonna say bad things about Arsenal and blah 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 blah. Sesko was linked to Liverpool a week before. Shall I play you the short? When Sesko was linked to Liverpool, why do you guys have this like us against the world mentality for no fucking reason whatsoever? It just makes no sense.
When
Just
you
chill
were
out.
linked with Sesko, that was
No
so
one
much
here.
fun.
I want to say
love
something.
that.
1 second. None of us five like hate Egal and just want to banter him all the time. Myself and Lewis both, we didn't want Sesko at our own clubs. So why now, when Sesko's linked to Arsenal, I'm supposed to go like, oh, he's a fantastic signing? But I didn't want him at my own club to begin with. 13 goals in 33 Bundesliga appearances. From what I've watched of Leipzig, I don't think he's got the fundamentals of the sport. So what do you want me to say? Oh, well done, Egal. You're going to get fucking Sesko. I'm going to sit here and clap. I don't want him at my own club. That's the thing I don't like. Like, this is not banter. If I have an opinion of a player that's joining your club, like if you sign Rodrigo tomorrow, what? You think we're going to come here and go like, oh, Rodrigo's shit, guys? No, I'm not. I'm going to say he's a fantastic signing. Because I want him at my own club.
Some people, no matter what, I do think they're just gonna switch up.
Hassam, share screen. There's just a little update that's pulled up the few minutes. Apparently, we're accelerating in the last couple of hours for him. It's from L'Equipe, but they haven't really added too much to the article. They just says we've stepped up efforts in recent hours.
Accelerating. So what? You just press the gas.
Basically, I think we probably tried to have another conversation with Frankfurt. Maybe we've offered something else, but they still want 84 million. I think they're still expecting a bidding war, so they're not going to lower that, in my opinion. This is just going to keep dragging on.
Hey, Frankfurt and Benfica are two clubs, hit or miss.
We'll speak about.
They know they're going to have a lot of interest for Ekitike. They know they are. Chelsea, Liverpool already is interested. There'll be more clubs that start creeping in as the window keeps progressing.
You know what I keep seeing? I keep seeing people calling him the Wembenyama of football.
Yeah, that's from that Pythagoras video.
Don't worry, we'll speak about Ekitike now in a second. Chelsea section is
finally.
I just wanted to respond.
Let me just say one more thing on Arsenal before
because you act like we just hate your club regardless of what you do. That's not the case.
Yeah,
no, but that is. It tends to be. Let's be honest. Even though you have Tottenham and Manchester United on the panel, Arsenal seems to be the butt of the joke every stream. I don't know if it's
because you're doing stuff that
I finished trophy list here, brother. I finished.
No. Let's keep it real.
Hassan didn't even have the sections for
in a trophy.
Let's keep it real. He is valid.
Wonders why.
He is valid in his feeling when you have a Chelsea fan who's always popping jokes, Man United fan always popping jokes, Sam, of course, you're going to pop jokes because you beat us to a league title. You got a Tottenham fan saying, what a trophy. And Vator sitting here telling you, fix your face. No matter what, it is Arsenal. It is Arsenal is the butt of the joke every time.
Always the victim. It's never
whichever way you spin it.
Your fault.
Whichever way you spin it.
United's here somewhere.
Always the victim.
See, there's Man United.
It's never your
Liverpool's
fault.
here a couple times.
Is that a chant that you sing to Liverpool, or who do you sing that chant to?
I'm singing it to you right now, Arsenal fans.
No, this is to you and Mr. DJ. If Mo doesn't create, the rest doesn't work. In terms of Benjamin Sesko, I am completely consistent on this opinion from the beginning. I think Benjamin Sesko is simply Darwin Núñez with a left foot. I think signing him would be an absolute disaster. We've been starved because of Darwin for the last 3 years of a serious striker who could score 20 goals. Sesko has 13 goals in 30 in the Bundesliga. I'd never have Sesko at Liverpool. I think it would have been an absolute horrible signing. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Here we go. That was my opinion on Sesko when he was linked to my club. Yalla, tell me. How are you the butt of the joke? How?
I'm not talking about your opinion on Sesko. I'm talking
about generally. You're acting like.
No, but you know what it is?
So
Arsenal-
let's say we did A-listers last week when you were linked to Rodrigo. You think we would joke about it, or we would say that?
Yeah,
would be an
you know what
amazing
the joke was? You're not getting
What?
Rodrigo. Why would he leave your club for no trophies?
Oh, here we go. Now you're just doing too
That
much,
is a
guys.
joke. That is the
If you
joke.
make a great signing, we're gonna come here and call it a great signing.
I know, but then there's people who are gonna say it's not gonna happen. He's gonna get hijacked. Chelsea's
Yeah,
gonna
maybe
come
that's
in.
not the
Man City's
point.
gonna come in.
Let's
That's
say
the-
Arsenal
Bro,
are linked
I'm
to
giving you-
Rodrigo from Ornstein or
Wallahi,
Fabrizio.
I am genuinely quoting the exact things that people were saying about Rodrigo being linked to Arsenal. The first thing is he's not going to Arsenal to not win trophies. He's not going to Arsenal. Chelsea or Man City are going to hijack him, or Liverpool. These are the exact quotes I'm hearing. Anyways, we're the victim, right? We're crybabies. No, the reality is this is how people speak to us. And this is the reality of the situation. Until we win something, you guys are going to act like we're bitches. And that's fucked up shit. That's the truth.
No, at least you get it. You know?
Goes with the territory, right? It's how Spurs
Yeah.
were treated.
Hey.
They've now won a trophy, so
Yeah, now we can't say
you're
what
the
a
trophy.
trophy
Nobody
was.
gives
Now
a
it's
shit. Nobody gives a shit if Arsenal would have won a League Cup or FA Cup. Let's be real. Let's be real.
At least you could say you've won a trophy, and we
No,
respect
no,
it because
no.
you would have won a
No,
trophy.
Let's be
Here,
real.
here,
man,
I'm-
everyone-
just-
Let's be real.
Just
Let's be
guys, just another
No
quickie
trophy.
for good measure.
No trophy would have
One
mattered
second, one
for
second, one
Arsenal.
second.
Besides that,
Watch this. Unfortunate
Just
day
win a trophy.
there is real interest in Benjamin Sesko. After being subjected to footballing torture in the forms of Darwin Núñez, we're about to sign someone with 14 goals and 30 Bundesliga appearances. Literally the Slovenian version of Darwin Núñez. I would absolutely hate this signing. I think this is horrible news. I hope it does not go through. I hope Dave Okop is wrong, and I hope we don't sign Benjamin Sesko. I think it would be an absolutely horrible
I love
signing.
receipts. That's
Yeah,
what-
no one cares about cesspit. We're just saying, like, just win a trophy.
No, but Lewis,
Benjamin
there are
Sesko.
I've won a
people
conference
hating, like,
league.
we
And
don't want
people say they don't care about a conference league. I've won a trophy. I don't care.
People saying
I want a
people
trophy.
think we're showing different energy. I don't want him, bro. I don't want him at my own club.
now my point is nobody cares about Arsenal winning a FA Cup or a League Cup at this point. If we don't win the League or Champions League, I really do think you guys. will
How
still-
about it? To
Both
win one
things
and
would
maybe you'll
stand
find
the
out.
same.
Maybe
Guys,
win
just
one
don't
and you'll
win
find
the
out.
same
Stand the
narrative.
same. You still have a
No.
trophy.
No. There's certain clubs that can get away with certain things, but at this moment in time, it's not about a cup like Henri said. For me, it's about the cups. If we don't win the cups,
Yeah,
regardless what we do next season, it's going to be a failure.
How about
Yeah,
just
but
win
Okay,
something?
let me just grab these supers before we move on
Because
to
you
talk
keep
about.
throwing away the little trophies and not
Yeah,
winning the big
and-
trophies.
and
Just
what
more
does-
years you go without winning
I'm
trophies.
not saying throw it away, Lewis.
And what does Hussam remind you
You're
of all the
saying you
time?
don't care about it.
What does
No,
Hussam remind you
I'm
of all
not
the
saying
time?
That's
don't-
literally what you're inferring. You're saying you don't care about it.
An FA Cup and a League Cup does not change the trajectory of where we are.
No, but like that's your way of going around saying that you just don't care about it because you'd rather win the major trophies.
No, because those are what you're playing for. The FA Cup
You're
and
playing
League
for
Cup
all
for me-
those trophies.
all the
The
trophies
FA
you
Cup
got.
and League Cup for me do not change people's
And this
opinions.
again leading to my
Bro, do
point
you
where you're
think-
saying it
okay,
doesn't
Gal,
matter.
Do you think
Bro.
Pep was sitting there saying Carabao Cups don't matter? He won like 3 or 4 in a row. Do you think he was
Mourinho
sitting there-
cared a
Who
lot
does
about
an
it.
example?
Do you think they
Warren
were sitting
Romney.
there talking about like, oh, these
All right,
cups
you
don't
guys
matter.
are-
We'd
you
rather
guys are
focus on
blatantly-
other things.
You guys are blatantly just trying to be obtuse or whatever you
No.
call it.
No,
No,
we're
we're
not.
just holding your club accountable for not winning trophies. You
Yeah,
keep saying that
yeah.
you think we're the joke of
Just
this.
because we
Missing the
disagree with
We're
your
the
point
joke of
does
this
not mean
league
we're
or
being
whatever.
a
Yes, you are a joke
Fellas,
because you don't win
fellas,
trophies.
Fellas, you're missing the point. I don't disagree with you. I want to win everything. Don't you think I want to win everything? I'm just saying a League Cup or FA Cup next season does not change my opinion of the project.
But you're
No,
using
but
that
we're
against
not- we're
you're
not-
using that to
No, but
go
we
against
never-
the point that I'm saying of just win a trophy. So
No,
you are
I-
trying to indirectly say that those trophies don't matter.
No, I'm not. I'm not talking about from your
But
perspective.
then why
of-
even bring up that point? Because if
Because
you
I'm
just won an
talking
FA
about-
Cup or a League
Yeah.
Cup, guess what? It's not
Yeah.
5 years without a trophy, is
They're
it?
basically saying it's okay for you to
yeah.
fail in those tournaments because you have bigger things to focus on. That's basically what you're saying. It's
No, because
acceptable for you to fail.
Irregardless, if we break the trophy drought next season, that still doesn't change my opinion of Arteta and the trajectory of the club.
That's a different conversation.
And that's
That's a different
completely
conversation,
fine.
though.
But you would have
Yeah.
won a trophy and your trophy drought's over.
Yeah.
That doesn't change the actual trajectory of the club.
We're
Okay.
not
I
saying
agree
that,
with
but
you.
you would
I
have
agree
won
with
talking
you
a
about the
guys.
trajectory of the club,
Who's
though.
up,
That's
but
the
The
not-
thing.
you better
Conference
not
League don't change no trajectory for me, but it's a trophy. It's a trophy.
You know
I've won
what changed-
something.
you know what
My
changed-
trophy drought is over.
You know what changed that? The Champions League qualification.
Okay,
Yes,
You're making my point.
but
Warren.
winning
Can I say
and
something?
you're ignoring my argument that it's still winning a
just made my point.
trophy.
You
It's
just made
still
my
the
point.
end of my trophy
You just
drought.
made my point. You just made my point.
And I said your point was valid, but you are ignoring the fact that we're still winning trophies. That's
Egal.
why your earlier point of saying, I want the major trophies when I said just win a trophy is saying that you indirectly don't care about the minor ones.
Bro, I've answered this 3 times. I'm not going to go over it again. You're categorically wrong. I agree with you.
Okay, but
You're flipping my words.
no, but
I'm
Egal.
not
But you're
I
changing the
I
argument.
disagree
You
with
keep
Egal.
making
word
change
he said.
the trajectory of the
Let
club.
me
No
just
one's
say
talking
something
about
to
the
agree with
trajectory
Egal
of the
quickly,
club.
just real quick. Look, at this point in time, I think we're looking at 2 different timelines. Lewis is right over the last 5 years. You are 100% correct. I'm talking about now. At this moment in time, Arsenal have to win UCL or Prem. Them winning FA Cup next season does not make their thing process successful. You know, so I agree with you over the last 4 or 5 years. So Arsenal, I give you a prime example. Hear me out. When they were competing in the Europa League, remember when they got knocked out to Sporting Lisbon? They should have won that. Because that then validates the process because it starts to includes winning. I'm with you. I'm saying at this point in time of it, now you have to win one of the big 2. And anyway, I think Arteta should be sacked anyway because
I always said I agree with that. I'm just saying you can't overlook the minor trophies either. Ultimately, you're still adding that to trophy crowns at the end of the season or overall in the history books.
You see, this is what happens sometimes on the shows. We don't listen to each other. I
heard your point and I agreed with it.
So then
why
why
we all agree with each other? Then let's move on.
Because you were also saying
no, we don't all agree. What's funny is Hussam will admit this because at the time before Klopp won, he was criticized for not winning the smaller ones along the way. He was talked about playing the youth or not putting emphasis on the smaller cups. It's something that your club should prioritize while going for what you want, Egal, the UCL and the Prem. It's not either or. It's and.
Okay. You're right.
Vator and is the best case scenario. Okay. Now, what separates Klopp is Klopp said fuck the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, but he won UCL and Prem. And after that, he won FA Cup and Carabao Cup. Everyone here is making the same point. I just think we're looking at different timelines. Over the last 4 years, Arsenal should have won cups. We agree, guys. We all agree. I'm just saying currently, because they're not going to sack the guy, you have to win Prem or Champs. Because Arteta now winning Carabao Cup or FA Cup, he's a fucking failure if he wins FA Cup or Carabao Cup. As a matter of fact, if he wins both of them, he's a failure. You get me?
I agree.
So my point is now, fucking 6 years in, you have to win Prem. That's all I'm saying, bro. But I'm agreeing with you over the last 4 years.
Regardless.
Anyway, let me just...
Regardless what City or Liverpool do, we need to be there and thereabouts next year.
Yeah, let me just read these and then we'll move on, talk about Chelsea. City winning the treble next season, gonna hit like crack. City ain't winning no treble, bro. Shut your ass up. But thank you for the super chat. Like,
you never know.
You get me. City ain't winning no treble, bro. You ain't winning.
Rodri's back. You never know. It could be shaky.
Yeah. No. I do know. City are not winning the treble. Don't worry. City are not winning the treble. City are a serious threat for the Premier League, but I don't think they have what it takes. And even Vator will tell you as an intelligent man, their squad right now is nowhere near the squad of the treble side. Like,
bro,
everyone
their squad
just ready-made substitutes and shit. Like, they don't have that.
Bro, their squad is dangerous, bro. Don't trip.
Their squad is dangerous. Their squad in the treble season was nuclear.
They have 300 million on the bench, bro.
Egal, they had Riyad Mahrez on the bench, brother.
They have 300 million on the bench.
Who do they have on the bench now to make a difference when they're 1-0 down in a game? Fucking Savinho?
They have both Doku and Savio.
Oh, Doku. Timbers. I would rather have one Mahrez over 10 Savio and 10 Doku together.
Yeah, but hey, I'm just telling you, don't underestimate the improvement someone can make over 1 year.
Habibi, I'm not underestimating. I'm just saying they won't win.
You yourself have told me City, the second season after falling off, are dangerous, and all of a sudden you're throwing them off.
I agree the league.
I think at this moment in time, City going into next season are a bigger challenge to you than Arsenal are right now.
I agree with you. That's why
you don't agree. No, you don't agree.
I'm just talking about Arsenal. The point.
You said Arsenal were your threat.
I don't think they can win all 3. Anyway, let me just get through these so we can talk about Ekitike and shit. Just later, please. I know you want to respond, but we'll get to this section. We're talking about the relevant clubs. Egal, you are getting Sesko stop coping, is what Eco Falls is saying. I agree with that as well. Big up to Michael who says, thanks for taking that bum Sesko. You'll never walk alone. Though, be careful now. DN Brown will tell you you're just hating on Arsenal, even though you didn't want him at your own club. Big up to Stu, who says, the issue with giving Arteta what he wants is if Sesko fails, Egal will be on the span at the end of the season saying Arteta never wanted him.
No, I wouldn't. What are we doing?
Would you agree now Sesko is an Arteta target?
Sesko is a scouting and Arteta target, yeah. Gyökeres is a Berta signing.
Inter Milan just lost the final, are now looking to sign my 9. This is an
Please, Inter. Please, Inter.
Amazing.
Nader was bantering footage on the watch along from minute 0 to minute 90. Nader, I know if Inter announced Højlund, you are about to drag your nuts across that channel. I just know you.
You want to know something? Watch
no, but
Højlund
this guy's a
cook.
fraud. Nader.
Watch Højlund cook.
No, Højlund ain't gonna cook.
Man United might be the problem.
Sam is suffering from Nunazitis, PTSD. No, I'm not. If I'm suffering from Nunazitis, I would have said don't sign Gyökeres.
Nunes
I'm
won you
talking about, in the words of Mourinho, the basics of football. Sesko doesn't have it.
Club
Sesko
hero.
doesn't have it. What did Shik sing earlier? Always the victim, it's never your fault. Fitting for Arsenal fans. If it makes you feel better, it's only 21 years of failure. Oh, C24 is back as well. Fuck, the Chelsea fucking gang is back in this chat. Let's go. Hey, big up C24, big up Elia. Any other OG Chelsea fans that have ditched me the whole year? Are you guys here now, motherfuckers? Fucking
You know what it is?
fraud.
They win a trophy, they start getting giggity.
No, it's because now I do Chelsea.
Yeah, you'll get that feeling one year, man. You'll understand.
It's because I'm doing Chelsea prop now. They're hopping back on the channel. You get me? Fats Vator, ignore our mouthy loser Arteta FC fans, is what Netweed is saying. This is true, see. You did never ditch me. I appreciate you, my mates. How are we, see, lad? Anyway, 1,600 people in the building. We are on 600 likes. Thank you guys so much. Let's try to get to 700 likes ASAP. The next topic, in the words of Mr. Carefree Lewis, is the massive gargantuan Chelsea. You get me? Hugo Ekitike.
What is it?
Get
Get that out of your
Let me
mouth.
just give people the intro.
What do
to
you
the
mean,
section.
man? Respect the gargantuan, superior, incredible, and inevitable blues, mate.
So I can't even introduce the section. Wow.
Sorry, you guys.
As I was calling you gargantuan. Anyway, Liam Delap, here we go. So that is already sorted.
Get a room.
Ekitike links arriving as well for Chelsea. And I'm only reporting the news. There's more interest in the Bino Gittens kid from Dortmund. Brother Lewis.
Man, like kittens.
Yeah, great. Look, Liam Delap's all right. Out of all the strikers we're linked with, it's the best value for money one. And like, there is some Premier League level experience, some physicality, and like a base to build off aerially. So I don't mind it, but we're going to go and get another striker with it. So it all really relies on that. Now, it seems like we're really pushing for Ekitike, which I don't mind. Because like I do think he's got a very good technical floor, and like I think he's got good IQ as well. But the finishing just doesn't move me, and I have so much scarring from Bundesliga talents that for 84 million, I'm already looking at and getting red flags. Like if this is the statement signing we're meant to make, I'll give it a chance. Like I'm like Egal, where it's like I'm never a player out from minute one. I always give him a chance to at least like do something and. Like, here's some rope. Either make something with it or hang yourself. Either way, I'll figure out your level in a little bit. But all of the players we're looking at is all potential based. And where there was signings like Omrodion and Duran, which I was really against last summer and then ended up regretting us not getting. I don't want to be doing the same thing this summer either. But I'm also not going to gas them to high heaven because none of them are proven. So it's like, you lot want to take these risks and like, hope that these young players will come in and instantly hit the ground running enough for us to be in the title race, because next season I will want a title race. I'm not looking for top 4 again. If this is the way you lot are looking to go about it, I hope it works. The midfield's good enough. We've got good enough fullbacks. Bring Petrovic back. The defense is sorted. We've got better defensively, but there's still levels to go. But if these two are the forward signings that you're going to make to try and progress us, I'm just going to see if they cook. Because, like, there's still too much questions to say that any of them are the right ones for us now. The only ones you could guarantee is, like, Oshiman. Everybody else, to me, isn't a guarantee. We're just hoping that the profile suits us and they hit the ground running in the Prem. That's it.
Guys, hello. No one wants to say anything about Chelsea?
I couldn't give a shit about Chelsea.
Oh, that's a
Dang.
first. First.
Sheik?
I think, yeah, I mean, like I've been saying this for a while. They've been lacking in that striking department for a while now. I think they do need to go out and get that Osimhen, that top striker, whether it's Osimhen, whether it's Gyökeres, because I've been hearing links about Gyökeres and stuff like that. But I don't think Ekitike and Delap would be bad options, to be honest. Both of them together. I still think it's in terms of, well, Jackson's leaving for sure, so that's one thing. Delap still is, yeah, I mean, to a certain extent after this season is a little bit prem-proven, I guess you could say. But then if the goals do dry up, because that's always a possibility for, you know, a player who does join a big club where the pressure is on a little bit more, you do have an Ekitike that you can look towards. I do like Ekitike as a player. I think a lot of people don't realize that Ekitike, when Marmoush was scoring the goals that he was at Frankfurt, Ekitike had a big part of that in terms of link up and who the players that he was playing around. You put, you know, Neto, someone who loves crossing the ball. You put, you know, another winger on that left-hand side, whether it is Jadon Sancho. You put better players around strikers like that, and you would see better results. How many chances has Jackson missed this season, or, you know, stuff like that, right? In terms of performances, I think if you look at Delap and also Ekitike, they probably bag most of them. Some people might not think that it's a level up in terms of pushing, you know, to make that level of challenging and all of those type of things. But me personally, I think Chelsea should try to probably go for someone like Osimhen. But I don't think Ekitike and having Delap is a bad option. Having two strikers in that position, specifically both of them, is not a bad option. The only downside to Ekitike is his price tag, because I do think it's quite a lot, to be honest. But work out a deal. That's what these guys are there for at the end of the day. And it's not something that, it will take some time, like Lewis said. Like, yeah, you're hearing stuff like Chelsea are accelerating, but we know how some of these transfers go. So it will take some time. But I don't really hate like Ekitike like that. I think he's still a decent option for what Chelsea are doing right now. I think you can kind of, similar to my situation, but not really similar to my situation. As long as you have good players around you, you can get strikers like this. And it's the other guys around them that could, you know, increase a level for them. So I think that's having Neto there, having Palmer around, getting an actual striker for Palmer too. I think that's a big thing as well. And Ekitike might be that person, or Delap might be that person. But having two strikers specifically in that situation, I think that's what's really important for Chelsea. And we'll see how it all does turn out. But Osimhen definitely, probably I would say, needs to be that one that would really, I would look at Chelsea and be like, okay, they're actually serious. They actually can do something next season if they do get someone like that.
But you have
to.
You have to have your signings in the door before the window closes on the 10th for the Club World Cup. Is that what it is?
Yeah. You gotta register them before it starts.
When does it start? The 11th?
14th or 15th. One of those two dates.
Fair play. It does seem like that first 10 days of the window is made for the clubs in the Club World Cup to try to get all their shit sorted.
Yep.
It is.
Early transfers so we can get them closed up.
The smart thing with the Premier League is they allowed all the other clubs to do it as well. That's one thing I have to give the credit to the Premier League. They allowed everyone else to do it. Vator, what's your thoughts on your...
giving us a break after the Club World Cup. They can all fuck themselves.
It's your choice to be in the Club World Cup. Use it as your preseason. Really. Use it as your preseason.
Players go on holiday after that. Ain't they on international duty now?
Hey, this is what you guys signed up for, man. You're making more money than every other Premier League team, so you shouldn't be complaining.
No. We should be complaining because like these players deserve their holidays. It's a legal requirement.
So then
what they're doing is illegal, mate.
It's not illegal. The Premier League's gonna.
I am not illegal.
You guys dictate how strong of a preseason you want to have now that you've played in the Club World Cup.
Yeah. You do that.
Well, yeah, preseason is very important. Otherwise, you're fucked. We saw it in 15-16 where we finished 10th.
I'll say this. Look, I'm not Professor Hamza. I don't change my energy based on the club the player is going to. Like I think Ekitike is an unbelievable player. I stick by that. I think he is. I said this to Roberto when he messaged me about it. I said I think he's like the Timo Isak. You know, I think he's like, if there's one player that could become the next Isak, it's actually Ekitike. And Chelsea do have time because they do have a bunch of young players and stuff like that. The guy has more goals than Sesko, and he has a lot of chances created. He's fundamentally sound. He helped out Marmoush score all those goals as well. So I think that's something that's really good. I think Ekitike is a very good signing. The one thing that's kind of shocking me a little bit with this Chelsea and Liverpool situation, it seems like Ekitike is actually first choice to Gyökeres, or even like if Gyökeres is second or third choice, whatever. Regardless, it looks like Ekitike is first choice. So obviously, the nerds at Chelsea and the nerds at Liverpool are in agreement that this is like a incredible player that they want to sign. This is a player that they need. I think he's technically gifted. I think he has the fundamentals of football. You look at the underlying metrics, the underlying numbers for both him and Sesko, it's like night and day in terms of passing ability, in terms of controlling the football, in terms of stuff like that. So I think Ekitike will be an unbelievable signing, and I think he have an unbelievable ceiling as well. I think he could score a lot of goals for Chelsea. Yes, because he's young, he's not going to score like 20 goals or something, but he will still get 13, 14 goals. He will score goals in the Champions League as well for them, so he'll help take them to that next level. I mean, he's better than Jackson, he's better than Nkunku, so he's a very good player, and he's fundamentally sound. He has the fundamentals of football. I agree completely with Lewis on the lap, because you're not playing FC Noah anymore. You're now playing Dortmund, Atletico Madrid, blah, blah, blah. So when you play Dortmund on a Wednesday and then you've got Brentford on a Sunday, guess what? Now you can start the lap against Brentford. You can rotate in that way. So that's a player that can score goals in the Premier League. So I think it's a great signing for Chelsea, Ekitike, and I think you do a fantastic job as well for Chelsea Football Club. Vator, your Blue Brothers, you're quiet.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's something that Chelsea do right. It's pretty much correcting mistakes in terms of the recruitment. So they realize that they got deficiencies up front. Delap, listen, you guys know this. Egal knows this because getting City players is what turned his club around. Delap is a good signing. He's prem proven, and many players that come from the Manchester City Academy, they hit the ground running. And yeah, the banter jokes are all going to be out there with regards to the number of City Academy players over at Chelsea, but I think Delap's a great signing. He's going to cook over there, and when I say cook, he's going to be better than what they have, and even the connection from what he would have learned fundamentally with him and Cole Palmer, I think is gonna be pretty special.
Let's not act like they need Delap though. They're going to use him as squad depth. That's pretty much it.
What do you mean? What?
He's not going to be their first choice.
No, but it's going to be split. You're going to be kind of splitting hairs.
No, but you're still going to go and sign if you go and sign Ekitike is most likely going to be developed.
Yeah, Ekitike is first choice.
Yeah, but they're also playing like Champions League and all these different competitions.
Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. It's ambitious. That's what you want you see from your club. But let's not act like this is their out and out striker signing.
No, I think they're all competing with each other, but that's the thing.
That's the point.
I don't think there'll be an outright one because Jackson ain't done enough to say he should be on guard.
Yeah, and the point I want to emphasize is you got both of them coming in. They can kind of compete for that role, but at the same time, you got a manager that doesn't need to hesitate to drop one, right? If one's poor in form, he can drop them and lean on the other one. Chelsea, they weren't going to be in the dumps for long. The fact that they've got Champions League, what up?
Are Chelsea a bigger threat than Arsenal next season?
I'm going to sound like Egal right now. At this moment in time, yes.
Why?
Because of the current signings. Because of the current signings, I'm going to say yes.
We did finish on the same amount.
Let me make my point before you disagree over there, Shik. I think right now, with what Chelsea did, especially with the momentum of winning a trophy, we've seen that momentum can change amongst clubs. I think Chelsea are going to be a threat stronger than Arsenal right now, solely because of who they've acquired. And Chelsea aren't done. I need to see the questions answered over at Arsenal before I change.
You know something? You guys are in the Club World Cup. You have an urgency to get your business done now. I'm not too worried.
That's why I said in this moment in time.
We might not sign anybody. We might not sign anybody until July 1st. At the end of the day, I know Zubimendi is going to be coming. I know we're going to be getting a striker, be it Gyökeres or Sesko. The real thing I'm looking at is, do you guys blow your load and Rodrigo becomes available?
Pause.
And Rodrigo becomes available after the Club World Cup, and we're going to have a free shot at him.
You say you guys like Arsenal would go after Rodrigo.
Yeah, because Man City and Chelsea are probably going to go and make their signings now. They might not have a plan to wait for a guy like Rodrigo to
shit.
make a decision.
Joe Bellingham.
Well,
is-
any agent would be smart.
brother
Any
footsteps.
agent would be smart to wait until the window opens again before committing any player. So us that are playing in the Club World Cup and doing the early business, any agents should also wait until we're back in the mix. Maybe injuries or maybe success of that tournament to then go back in and get some players. But I mean, I hear you. We're all kind of shopping for the same ingredients to a certain degree, depending on the position. And at this moment in time, Egal, I'm giving a slight advantage to Chelsea. That may change before the window's over.
Honestly,
I think
I'm not-
dependent on current transfers, if Arsenal sign Sesko, I don't think that takes them over the line. I think it helps Chelsea though if they sign Ekitike, and I think they will be a bit better. I think they will
Yeah,
be
but
a
the
bit
question, but that's the thing though. The question was
better.
not.
But can they adapt with 2 games a week? That's the
The
question.
question was who would probably mount a better challenge. I think currently, at this moment, based off of again signings, because that is still subject to change. I still think Arsenal are in a better position to challenge better than Chelsea. Just based
I
off
agree
of
with that to an extent.
with their
as well.
team and where their team is currently at this moment. I mean, think about it. They had Mikel Moreno playing up front, and they were
Hey,
still
you know
kind of in
something?
the point.
we
So
might be doing something right because this was what people were talking about Liverpool going into the season. So fair play.
No,
Yeah,
people
it's
had
also
a
good to change. If Arsenal go out there and get
People were
someone
definitely
like
talking about Liverpool as they could drop out of the title race and be in the top 4 race. That's what people were saying.
was someone saying that
Yeah.
right
When
now?
Arne Slot came in?
When
When Ar-
Arne Slot. Yeah. Got you.
Vator,
Yo.
quick 5-minute answer on your club. There's not much time left, so I just want to do super chat as well. So please just give me nice little scenario, nice little you get me, summary on Manchester City.
Vator games.
A nice summary on Manchester City. All right. Let me look. Listen, we decided not to continue to pursue on Wirtz. Obviously, the rumors or the comments were very strong. That he only had... Okay, now you want to interrupt. I got 5 minutes. You want to interrupt me?
Decided not to
Freaking
Yeah, not to
This is
I
gonna take 10
reload
minutes.
it.
It's
Reload
gonna
it.
take 10 minutes. This is gonna take 10 minutes now.
Games.
Listen.
I'm
The whole
playing
thing.
music over it. For all.
Yeah, this guy, fraud. I'm gonna say this: the money that was gonna be spent on Wirtz, we see that you guys are still going back and forth on it. City, don't stop. City are gonna continue to be relentless because we fell off last season. We fell off last season in a horrible way. All right, and we got to get back. We know Pep 2 more years under this contract. He had contract extension last year during our worst time with Pep, and he's like, listen, I ain't going nowhere. I'm not tired. I'm re-signing. We're gonna go back at it, and we're gonna go back at it with, we're arming up. We're gonna have the ammo, and we're gonna put that potential 130 that would have been for 1 player into 3. Right, the rumors about who we are probably gonna get with regards to our left back, right, Ait Nouri, who we're possibly going out to also get in terms of I think midfielder of the season over in Syria. And who else are we gonna get? Reinders and how do you say his name? Cherki. So 3 players for 130 versus 1 player for 130. I'm happy with the City business right now, and I don't think we're gonna stop. I think there's also thank you, Shik. I think there's also the opportunity where we might get a right back, but we see where that goes. I'm reminded all the time, we spent 200 million in the January transfer window. That took the sting off a little bit for what we got to do, right? We already got Marmoush, who is, in my opinion, a Julian Alvarez replacement. You know, whose son would love to get Julian Alvarez over at his club. But I think we got Marmoush, who's going to replace him. We're going to have players healthy, and we're going to have, you know what's funny? If it weren't for Messi, Lionel Messi, the GOAT, right? If it weren't for him, Manchester City could have had back-to-back Ballon d'Or winners. If it weren't for that World Cup performance by Messi, Holland would have been Ballon d'Or, Rodri would have been Ballon d'Or. We got to get back to that winning way. And
Is that a club achievement or individual? Why does that matter?
Well, you don't win that individual achievement without club success.
I get that.
When you have a Ballon d'Or player over there, you'll understand. we have
Wow.
we had a chance. We had a chance. Yeah. I had to do that to you.
Target neutralized. Tango down.
We had a
Who's
chance.
doing all these?
We had a
sound-
chance of having. Yo, relax. Look, I got 5 minutes, Susam.
He's got a
That's
No,
sound.
but who's doing
No,
the
that's
sound effect?
cool.
He's got a soundboard now.
Who, Lewis?
Vader.
No,
Vader.
not me.
No, what?
Say that again. Is that from Call of Duty? Play
Call
it.
of Duty.
me to reintroduce myself. My name is
Vator games.
What do you want to hear, Susam? What do you want to hear?
No, the one that
Vader.
you just played,
Vader.
the Call of
Vader
Duty
games.
one.
Yeah. I had to deal with.
Bro, you
I had
gotta
to
be
deal with
careful.
Egal. I had to deal with
Target.
Egal.
target neutralized. Tango down.
That's Modern Warfare 2 or 3.
That's Price.
Modern Warfare 2, no?
That's
Modern
Captain
Warfare.
Price. That's Captain Price.
Yeah, that's Modern Warfare.
Yeah, that's Price. Yeah. I know that's the mission in the snow where he did the stealth thing.
Yeah, you have to
Yeah.
crawl along up. Listen, I gotta point out that I got faith in my club getting back to the winning ways. I honestly do. Now, am I less reactive? Am I not highs and lows? Am I not overly emotional? Yeah, I'm kind of calm with it because I've seen my club do this. My chairman, Khaldoon, just sat down, had an amazing interview. If you didn't catch it, and he said, "Guys, we're getting back to this, and we're getting back to our winning ways with the Club World Cup. So we've got to do a lot of business." Hey, Egal, I think it is. It potentially could be a four team race. Early in the season, 4 team. Obviously, someone's going to fall off, but other than Shik right now, I think all four of us are going to be doing some crazy business early season in terms of club team success. Who wins these cups that you don't care about, or doesn't matter whether your manager wins them or not, I think is also going to be something that we're going to kind of want to flex versus each other, because I do think it helps with winning. But hey, 130 over there at Liverpool spending big. You continue to do that. We'll wait to hear that "here we go" or that kit being held up. I'm going to continue to do business, and we'll see what happens with this.
Let me see how.
Let you see it.
I want to see how Pep changes the team, because you're definitely going away from your traditional tiki-taka.
Which Pep are you talking about, Egal? Which Pep are you talking about? Are you talking about Pep G or are you talking about Pep L? Which one?
Speaking of L's, you don't even know what's about to happen to your football club. I would like to introduce something
here
later.
we go.
Before I even met you, I did a book club, the Pep Linders
I
book
was
club.
there. I was there for the book club. I tuned in.
Yeah, and we used to cook Pep Linders every episode. Pep Linders is about to have your
Oh
team
yeah, I remember the
concede-
intensity book.
Yes.
Yo,
Pep is about
Used to
Pep
be an
Linders is
intro.
about to have your team concede 4 XG every game.
Oh,
He's literally one of
wow.
the reasons why Liverpool had a downfall. You just don't know it yet.
Oh,
What
you sound like an upset ex. What's going on here?
Don't worry. No, upset X. I was so happy when he left.
So okay. While he was there, did he help you with winning? Let
No.
me see what kind of man you are. When he was he there before you won the champs?
See, this is how I know you're actually
yeah.
completely unaware.
I just
Pep
want to
Linders became the assistant
yes.
during the 2 years where we finished 5th and won a Carabao Cup. That's it.
So none of your winning. Let me be clear. His time at Liverpool.
As the assistant, yeah, he wasn't there. It was Latko Buvac.
Okay, so his time at Liverpool, just so we can clip this up, his time at Liverpool wasn't during the champs win or the Prem win.
No, he wasn't an assistant. He was like a
Was he there at the club? Was he?
No, he
there?
was not an assistant.
That's-
He was
okay,
a backroom
but-
staff.
okay, now
guy.
we're doing semantics. See, when you have a
He
bad
was not an
breakup, you're gonna-
assistant.
it doesn't matter. He was there. Okay, what was his role there? Was he not there with Klopp?
He was a
Was he
coach.
not
The
there?
backroom staff guy.
He was a coach.
Okay. All right. He meant nothing with regards to your winning, but he takes the blame for your losing, is what I'm hearing. Okay. Pep, my serial winner manager, who only knows winning, went out and got a dud in terms of an assistant manager. Okay. All right.
He's done it before, to be fair.
Don't
Yeah.
worry. Next season we will see when he concede 5 XG.
Pep
again.
Guardiola.
You're
Pep
an
Guardiola
upset ex. I've seen
Pep
this.
Guardiola is doing what Sir Alex Ferguson used to do. He's shaking up his backroom staff after a poor season. Let's see if it makes a big difference, because you're also changing the style of play. Man City are no longer going to be just holding on to possession. They're going to be trying to go 1v1 and like rip apart the left back or right back on either wing.
Hey, Egal. We
Let me read these superchats for
No,
you.
you're not getting into no. That's not my 5 minutes yet.
You both have a show in
I got-
3 minutes.
I got 30 more seconds.
I got to dip out as well.
The thing with regards to Pep, he does switch it up every year. All right. This whole control thing, he did that last year because we didn't have the legs. He did that because we didn't have the mobility like we've had in previous seasons. Because we weren't controlled like this during the trouble year. We weren't controlled like this. We were controlled like this because we had no Rodri and we had tired legs in Gundogan and KDB and Bernardo Silva. We're gonna get back to how we were, deadly next season. And the Pep Linders intensity, we're gonna take little pieces of it. We're not gonna take all of it, but
we will be there. We'll be
Wow.
there. I'll be honest, we got it if Diaz goes to Barcelona, hashtag never walk alone. I think he's gonna leave. Whether it's to Barca or Saudi, I don't know. Big up to Shane, who says big up to Cradle Snatcher FC. What does this mean?
No, have no idea.
Cradle. I think getting young players. Who's getting young players?
Ekitike is the slim version of John Kuru. I disagree. I think he's a very good player fundamentally. I think he's Timo Isak. Just wait and see. Big up to Netweed, who says, Egal, trophies wise, can you kindly explain to us how Arteta is better than Maresca this season? What separates them? You think second carries its own medal? What? Trashko?
I don't know what he wants me to say. I'm not even going to ignore it.
He's
No, but
asking you to explain how Arteta has been better than Maresca this season using trophy logic. So basically, he's trying to ask you to explain how Arteta has been better than Maresca this season. Would you have a response for that? I'm just interested. Because he paid his money, innit?
Arsenal has been better than Chelsea. Chelsea won the Conference League. We weren't in the same competition. We can't really judge the two teams fairly.
This guy doing sound effects knew he was AI. Pep Linder chocolates can fucking hold that. People don't know. Khalas, don't worry, Fonzie. You know what? We'll just wait next season and then we'll tell them I told you so. Anyway, guys, we're going to end the stream here. This stream is going to take you over to Egal Talks Football. Carefree Lewis G is in the description. Go give him a subscribe. Shik TV in the description. Go give him a subscribe. Vator Games in the description. Give him a subscribe. Also, Jacob's channel in the description. Give him a subscribe. I'm going to be back tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. UK time, inshallah, for the Hussam X Tom X Scoppish show. Love you all and see you guys tomorrow, inshallah. Peace.
Ciao.